It's time now for high school baseball from your hometown radio station, FM 95.3 WKLM.
And a beautiful afternoon from West Lafayette. The Hiland Hawks come in with a record of 10-0 on the year. They're 6-0 in the IVC South Division. They're taking on Ridgewood with a record of 5-7, 3-4 in the IVC South. Stay tuned. We'll be speaking with Hiland head baseball coach Chris Dagus on the pregame show on WKLM.
Luxury for every home with Montana Forge Hardware and MRV Siding Supply. Montana Forge provides custom luxury for every home and is one of the most affordable luxury brands in the industry with solid forged brass designer hardware manufactured to the highest standards. Don't forget about beautiful Montana Forge bath hardware available in all Montana Forge finishes. That's MRV Siding Supply in Millersburg, Newark, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Get your siding supplies from the siding guys. MRV Siding Supply.
Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service continues to offer the convenience of two great locations on US 62 in Winesburg and on County Road 201 in Berlin. The Winesburg shop will take care of heavy-duty truck and fleet customers from 7 a.m. to midnight, while the Berlin facility will repair auto and light trucks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them in Winesburg at 330-359-5421 or in Berlin at 330-674-6970. That's Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service in Winesburg and Berlin.
Premier Pharmacy has more ways to serve you. I'm Joel Gauss from Premier Pharmacy, and I'm happy to announce that our newest location in Sugar Creek is open and accepting new patients. Our location in downtown Sugar Creek accepts most major insurances and offers the same great service you've come to expect in our Berlin and Millersburg locations, including delivery and vaccination services. Give us a call today at 330-852-5146 and start experiencing the Premier Pharmacy difference. Premier Pharmacy is your local hometown independent pharmacy.
Denko Marketing and Tricor Industrial, two reputable entities, are the proud sponsors of this broadcast. Denko takes pride in distributing garage door parts and producing specialty tools, serving customers at home and abroad. Need superior tools for your project? Head to Tricor Industrial on Bowman Street in Worcester, boasting an impressive lineup of Milwaukee power tools, Wright tools, grade 5, grade 8, and stainless steel fasteners. While visiting, don't overlook their steel blue work boots and wide selection of drill bits, taps, and dies. Denko and Tricor, proud partners of making an impact in your community.
Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale April 21st through 26th at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware. Transform your indoor and outdoor spaces this spring with best look interior and exterior paints. Our experts are here to help you make the selections you need to bring your project to life. Visit us at both Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware April 21st through 26th for our buy one get one free paint sale.
Grilling season is here, and if your burgers look more like hockey pucks than the juicy grilled to perfection ones, it's time to get some extra sizzle with a new Weber grill from Millersburg Electric. In addition, they've added the Blackstone line of griddles with exclusive stainless steel models. Plus, get free assembly on all Weber grills and Blackstone griddles. Also get season opener pricing on window air conditioners and dehumidifiers. All at Millersburg Electric, appliances and much more on State Route 83 South in Millersburg or 24/7 at millersburgelectric.com. Celebrating 80 years serving the area.
Hey, other guys' insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course. At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Vickers Sand and Gravel Incorporated has been serving the central Ohio areas of Wayne and Holmes counties since 1935. They're a name and business you can trust. Their products and services include ready-mix concrete, excavating, limestone, sand and gravel, and hauling services. They are locally owned and operated, insured and bonded, and most importantly, ready to serve you. For more information, call 330-674-0038.
Inside the Dugout is being brought to you on WKLM by Home Siding Contractors.
At Home Siding Contractors, our mission is to give homeowners a quality product, whether it's our vinyl siding or our energy-efficient replacement windows and doors. Home Siding Contractors is ready to turn your home into one of your biggest energy-saving assets. You'll notice the difference as your home will stay warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Call 888-725-6619 for a in-home estimate or find all of our products at homesiding.com.
Alongside Hiland Hawks head baseball coach Chris Davis coming off that big 15-1 victory back on Monday. And Chris, you kind of look at the way that game played out, down 1-0 early, but it came back and got a couple runs in the second, really exploded in the sixth and in the third and fourth innings.
Yeah, we were able to string a whole bunch of hits right in a row. That's pretty handy when you're looking to score runs. Hopefully we can do that again tonight, but talking to the guys, we got to put that behind us. It's a brand new game. We got to come out and just do what we can do.
And Caden Combs, I thought he looked the way he approached things there in the first inning. He got a couple of hits and got a run, really kind of adjusted pretty well on the mound for the rest of the way.
He did. He started throwing more of his off-speed stuff, keeping the guys off balance and sneak that fastball in there when he could. But, he did an excellent job.
I want to ask you, too, you had a couple of different guys here in that leadoff slot this season, and Mike Miller filling that role back on Monday and did pretty darn well.
Yeah, he's been there for a couple games now, and he's making a good case for that spot. We've been looking for somebody all year to kind of step in there and kind of own it, and he's leader in the clubhouse right now.
Obviously, there's a lot of guys on this team that can hit the ball, but how about the kind of the power? We've started to see that as the season has kind of gone on here. I think up to 7 home runs to the team, and certainly guys that can hit that over the fence as well when they have a chance.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys in the lineup with some pop in their bats, and they're just getting a little more comfortable as the season goes on, and hopefully they can continue that process and see the ball well and keep hitting barrels.
Mitch, can I put that last game behind you? Aside from that, what's the biggest mindset you have to have going into tonight's game?
Yeah, we just want our pitchers. Caden Candle's going to be on the mound tonight. Just be aggressive in the strike zone. Go at their hitters. Let our defense work, and have good approaches at the plate. Just try not to get behind in counts. And when you do, just make adjustments at the plate and be aggressive.
As always, early part of the spring in Ohio, you have to kind of get through some of that cool weather, kind of the infant weather. It's nice when you get weather like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful today. It's beautiful. This is baseball weather right here.
Chris, thanks for your time.
You bet. Thank you.
That's the voice of Hiland Hawks head baseball coach, Chris Davis.
Inside the Dugout has been brought to you on WKLM by Home Siding Contractors.
Firestone Farm tires are the most preferred tires in America. Not only are they proven to be among the most productive farm tires you can buy, they're backed and serviced by the best trained and equipped farm tire dealer, the certified Firestone Farm Tire dealer. So whether you need top quality Firestone Farm tires or fast, dependable tire service, count on us to keep you rolling.
Get your Firestone tires at Millersburg Tire Service, State Route 39, Millersburg.
When you're thinking of an old-fashioned smokehouse flavor, think Sugar Valley Meats. They cure their own ham and bacon, and the old-fashioned smokehouse uses hickory, apple, and sassafras. Processing, curing, and custom butchering are available. Cut to your specifications. Stop in and see all the products that they offer. That's Sugar Valley Meats on Dutch Valley Drive in Sugar Creek. Turn left at the light, and Sugar Valley Meats is 1/4 mile on the right. Call today, 330-852-4423.
Critchfield Law Firm has always been dedicated to providing the highest quality legal services to their clients throughout Holmes County and surrounding areas. Critchfield Law Firm also understands the dedication of our youth. From the classroom to the music room to athletics, Holmes County's best is represented in every academic area. Critchfield Law Firm in Millersburg, wishing all who participate the best in their endeavors.
At Mack Oilfield Service, they offer specialized trucking, water hauling, dirt work, and general oil field service in New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio. They have the equipment and manpower to tackle any task handed to them. The future lies in the hands of our youth, and Mack Oilfield Service is proud to support them. Call Mack Oilfield Service for all your oil field needs at 330-674-7371. That's 330-674-7371.
Transform your home with the timeless beauty of cedar without the hassle. An MRV Siding Supply with maintenance-free sham-clad shiplap siding. The perfect blend of style and durability. Whether it's for porch ceilings, siding, or shutters, their sham-clad shiplap siding offers the latest designs that everyone is talking about. No staining, no sealing, just stunning, hassle-free elegance. Get the look of cedar and elevate your home with sham-clad shiplap siding today. That's MRV Siding Supply in Millersburg, Newark, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's insurance agent. Hobron's Insurance Service, 170 South Clay Street in Millersburg. Call 1-800-340-3767.
MEB Systems, a name that has been around since 1977. It is the area's flat roof specialist. Their mission statement is, serve our team, customers, and community by offering exceptional and innovative flat roofing services, all for the glory of God. MEB Systems has the experience to handle anything from scheduled maintenance to roofing multi-acre facilities protecting valuable equipment and merchandise. Call MEB Systems, your flat roof specialist, at 330-852-4333 or visit them online at MEBsystems.com. MEB Systems wishes all local athletes the best success this year.
Spring into grilling all this week at Roadie's IGA. Hi, this is Scott Roadie. We have Gerber's thighs or chicken drumsticks, $1.69 a pound. USDA inspected pork shoulder steak, $2.39 a pound. USDA choice boneless bottom round roast, $4.98 a pound. Plus, take advantage of our produce sale where you can mix or match super sweet cantaloupe, 3-pound bag of seedless Cara red navel oranges, and 16-ounce package of red ripe strawberries, 4 for $10. Plus 3-count large slicing tomatoes, 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, and 3-pound bag of medium yellow onions, 4 for $10. At Roadie's IG Marketplace in Millersburg.
With an RBI single by Caleb Schultz, knocking in Jackson Cabot, who got on by a single in the first. Then Hiland came back. They would score 2 runs on a hit in the first inning. The 2 RBI single by Mike Miller knocked in the 2 runs, Caden Candle as well as Griffin Monagle in that second inning. Hiland had a 2-1 lead. Then the Hawks would explode before 6 more runs on 6 hits in that third inning. Of course, they had the RBI double by Caden Candle in the inning, RBI singles by Logan Yoder and Griffin Monagle as well. 2 RBI triple by Mike Miller, and Hiland led at that point 8-1. They would explode now for 7 more runs on 4 more hits in the fourth inning. That would include the 2-run home run by Danny Hostother and a 3-run homer by Colin Koblenz, and Hiland got the win by the final margin of 15-1. 15 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 6 left on the baseball. Ridgewood had 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 stranded in that contest. Caden Koblenz on the mound went 5 innings, allowed just the 1 run. That was earned. 2 hits allowed, struck out 9, and he walked 2 batters to improve his record of 4-0 on the mound for the season with that game back on Monday. Highland overall a record of 10-0 and wins over Louisville, 2 wins over Claymont, Indian Valley with 2 victories over them. Also over Tri-Valley, Medina Buckeye 4-3 win over them, and defeated Garaway 2-1, and a 4-1 victory over Lake Center Christian. Of course, they had that game that suspended after 10 innings, 4-4 with Garaway. At Garaway, they'll have to finish that up on the 29th, and got that win, of course, back on Monday over Ridgewood. Again, Highland that record of 10-0. For Ridgewood, a record of 5-7 overall. Win to open up the year 5-0 over Zanesville at home. Lost to Indian Valley twice, a 3-1 loss and a 6-5 loss to Indian Valley. Lost at Newcomerstown 4-2, and he split with Garaway, a 10-0 loss to Garaway, and a 4-1 victory over Garaway as well. Won 3 straight with wins over Coshocton, Seney Valley twice with wins 6-5 and 9-6 over Seney Valley. 5-0 loss to Strasburg, followed by losses to Heath and Highland, with that record of 5-7 for Ridgewood. In the IVC South Division so far, Highland in first place at 6-0. Indian Valley is 4-2 in the conference. Tusky Valley 4-3. Ridgewood is 3-4. Garaway 2-3. Seney Valley 1-3 in the conference, and Claymont 0-5. In the IVC North Division, Newcomerstown in first place at 6-0. Conotton Valley is 5-2. Strasburg is 3-2. East Canton 3-3. Malvern is 2-2. Buckeye Trail 1-4. TCC 0-7 in the conference. In the Ohio Cardinal Conference, New Philadelphia in first place at 5-0, followed by Worcester at 5-1. Lexington is 4-1. Ashland 2-2 in the conference. West Holmes is 4-3. Mansfield Senior 0-6. Madison 0-7. Other games around the area, West Holmes is at Madison tonight. Malvern's at Newcomerstown in the IVC. Also in the IVC, Indian Creek is going to be at Indian Valley, so they'll play a non-conference game there with Indian Valley at home against Indian Creek. Sandy Valley's at Claymont. Buckeye Trails at Strasburg, and East Canton travels to Lake Center Christian. We'll take a break, come back with more on the pregame show next on WKLM. 8 again.
Are you ready to accelerate towards your dreams with a new car, ATV, boat, or some extra cash for personal needs? This is Zach Didinger, a banking center manager at the Commercial and Savings Bank, here to help you fund your next adventure. Our team of experts is committed to finding the right solution for you with competitive rates.
At Pomerene Hospital, you're not just a number, you're their neighbor. From family care and women's health to more than 1,400 surgeries they perform each year. Pomerene brings reliable local health care to patients across Holmes, Tuscarawas, and Ashland counties. Whether it's a routine checkup or help manage any chronic condition, there's a Pomerene provider nearby. Visit PomereneHospital.org to get in, get seen, and get the care you deserve. Pomerene Hospital, caring for our community's health.
Time is ticking and your dream home is waiting. This is Ben Hirschberger at the Commercial and Savings Bank. We understand that buying a home can be overwhelming, but with CSB, it's easier than ever. We offer a range of options. Whether you're looking to buy, build, refinance, or improve your home, our mortgage lenders will guide you every step of the way. Visit our website at csb1.com to apply online today and turn your dream into a reality. The Commercial and Savings Bank, where homeownership begins. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Corey with Burgett Insurance. If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. Burgett Insurance and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff of Burgett Insurance at 330-276-3791. We provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and Burgett Insurance, working together to protect you.
Attention Knights Nation, this is Noah Clark with Clark Fowler Electric. As a proud sponsor of West Home Sports from T-ball all the way through high school, Clark Fowler Electric Motors and Supplies is on top of the game. With almost 3 decades as the area's leading provider in parts, repairs, and service, Clark Fowler is a team that you can count on. If you've had a breakdown, we'll get you back up and running and get you back into the game. Visit ClarkFowlerElectric.com for more details and information and all your electric motor needs. Go Knights!
At Wayne Door, we are your trusted partner in helping you build your dream home with quality technicians who pay attention to every detail so you won't have to pay costly future repairs. At Wayne Door, we only install high-quality products to protect your family for generations to come. We have your whole house covered with garage doors, windows, and more. So choose the team at Wayne Door. People you can trust since 1973. Visit WayneDoor.com for a free quote today.
Looking for a path to real-world business skills for your child? Discover Buckeye Career Center's Buckeye Business Academy at East Holmes during our open house on Tuesday, April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Learn practical skills like accounting, personal finance, computer training, and more. Meet the instructor, tour the classroom, and apply for next school year. Join us at the Buckeye Business Academy inside the Holmes Center for the Arts at 5200 State Route 39 on April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Call Berlin Heating and Cooling, your Rheem Pro partner, and you know you're calling the very best. Berlin Heating and Cooling services and installs Rheem and all types of furnaces and air conditioning equipment. Berlin Heating and Cooling, they're your local team you can trust. Call them today at 330-893-3057. That's 330-893-3057.
The secret's out. Thread and Ink in Holmesville is open to take care of your custom apparel, embroidery, and screen printing needs. They offer a storefront with apparel for West Holmes, Hiland, and surrounding schools. Whether it's school spirit wear, professional business attire, accessories, or unique custom designs, they deliver excellence in every product. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 5. Thread and Ink is located at 8210 County Road 245 in Holmesville. Or call Justine at 330-2 888-279-9222. That's Thread and Ink, custom embroidery and screen printing in Holmesville.
With today's market instability, many homeowners are looking to upgrade their existing home rather than buy or build a new one. At Home Siding Contractors, we know choosing the many colors and styles of siding, replacement windows, and doors can be overwhelming. At Home Siding Contractors, we can help make that decision easier. Durability, beauty, and low maintenance over time describes our products the best. Call Home Siding Contractors today at 888-725-6619 and let our professional staff help upgrade your home today.
Brought to you by Premier Home Furnishings, located at 720 South 2nd Street. At Premier Home Furnishings, you'll get free delivery and free setup on the products you know from the people you trust. And it's also brought to you by Holmes Wayne Electric Cooperative. Save yourself time and money, no stamp needed. You can pay your bill online through their mobile application Smart Hub, a free service with no fees for using your bank account, credit, or debit card. Starting for the visiting Hiland Hawks, leading things off will be junior right fielder Mike Miller. Batting second is the senior center fielder Colin Koblenz. Batting third is senior shortstop, that's Caden Koblenz. In a cleanup spot for the Hawks, that's junior third baseman Grady Monagold, while batting fifth is senior catcher Danny Hostetler. In the sixth slot, that's senior pitcher Caden Candle, while batting seventh is junior left fielder Logan Yoder. In the eighth slot, that's junior first baseman Griffin Monagold, and batting ninth is junior second baseman Isaiah Wagler. Hiland a record of 10-0 on the season, 6-0 in the IVC South, coached by eighth-year head baseball coach Chris Dagus. And for the Ridgewood Generals, leading things off, junior shortstop Jace McQueen. Batting second is junior right fielder Jackson Cabot, followed by junior first baseman Caleb Schultz. In a cleanup spot, that's junior DH Logan Reidenbaum. Batting fifth is senior left fielder Grant Lammers. Batting sixth is junior pitcher, that's Connor Croy. In the seventh slot, senior second baseman Cohen Parsons, while batting eighth is junior catcher Brody Harding. In the ninth slot, freshman center fielder Wyatt Marlatt. Also being DH4, starting at third base is sophomore Mason Kaiser. Ridgewood a record of 5-7 overall, 3-4 in the IVC South, and they're coached by 12th-year head baseball coach Chad Laney. The starting line is brought to you by Holmes Wayne Electric Cooperative. Members of Holmes Wayne Electric save money on their monthly bill by reading their own meters. It's quick and easy. You can pay your bill and submit your meter reading through their mobile application with no fees. On vacation, no problem. Members can schedule their payment. It's also brought to you by Premier Home Furnishings, located at 720 South 2nd Street. At Premier Home Furnishings, you'll always get free delivery and free setup on the products you know from the people you trust. Stay tuned for more after this on WTNS and WKLM.
Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service continues to offer the convenience of two great locations on US 62 in Winesburg and on County Road 201 in Berlin. The Winesburg shop will take care of heavy-duty truck and fleet customers from 7 a.m. to midnight, while the Berlin facility will repair auto and light trucks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them in Winesburg at 330-359-5421 or in Berlin at 330-674-6970. That's Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service in Winesburg and Berlin.
Premier Pharmacy has more ways to serve you. I'm Joel Gauss from Premier Pharmacy, and I'm happy to announce that our newest location in Sugar Creek is open and accepting new patients. Our location in downtown Sugar Creek accepts most major insurances and offers the same great service you've come to expect in our Berlin and Millersburg locations, including delivery and vaccination services. Give us a call today at 330-852-5146 and start experiencing the Premier Pharmacy difference. Premier Pharmacy is your local hometown independent pharmacy.
And today's national anthem is being brought to you by the Holmes County Veteran Services in Millersburg. And once again, today's national anthem brought to you by the Holmes County Veterans Services in Millersburg. Stay tuned for the opening pitch coming up next on WTNS and WKLM.
Denko Marketing and Tricor Industrial, two reputable entities, are the proud sponsors of this broadcast. Denko takes pride in distributing garage door parts and producing specialty tools, serving customers at home and abroad. Need superior tools for your project? Head to Tricor Industrial on Bowman Street in Worcester, boasting an impressive lineup of Milwaukee power tools, Wright tools, grade 5, grade 8, and stainless steel fasteners. While visiting, don't overlook their steel blue work boots and wide selection of drill bits, taps, and dies. Denko and Tricor, proud partners of making an impact in your community.
Don't miss the buy one, get one free paint sale April 21st through 26th at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware. Transform your indoor and outdoor spaces this spring with best look interior and exterior paints. Our experts are here to help you make the selections you need to bring your project to life. Visit us at both Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware April 21st through 26th for our buy one, get one free paint sale.
Here we are video live streaming today's contest on the WKLM YouTube page, courtesy of our partnership with Claxon Communications. Gage Wright producing today's live stream coverage. Abby Jones and Andrew Dunlap working the camera. Go to YouTube, search WKLM Radio to find the live stream coverage for today's game. We're also on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com. We're also on mywtnsradio.com and FM 99.3 as well, out of Coshocton as well for today's broadcast. Today's first pitch brought to you by MRV Siding Supply. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com. Call 800-524-7436. That's MRV Siding Supply. McRae alongside John Monagold, just about ready to get things underway. Blaze DeMola back at WKLM, and it's also Harper J back at the WTNS studios. Hiland, the visitors, at the plate first. Mike Miller stands in from the left side, wearing number 13, the junior right fielder, batting .417, 5 RBIs. That's a curveball in the inside corner. That's going to be a cold strike to start things off.
Yeah, you can see he started off with the off-speed pitch there to the leadoff hitter, but the other night we talked a lot about it. If you can throw a curveball for a strike, it's a big advantage.
Certainly is. Here's the wind in the 0-1. It'll be just a bit inside for a ball. 1 strike. Now to Mike Miller. Hiland 10-0. Ridgewood 5-7 entering this IVC South Division contest. Here's the wind and the 1-1. Swing and a miss on the hard cut by Miller. Goes to 1 strikes.
And that's one of the things with Connor Croy on the mound. We talked about it before the game. 17 strikeouts to 1 walk. And usually 2-1 is really good. 17-1 is incredible.
Here's the 1 and the 1-2 pitch. Curveballs want to be a line toward left center field. That is going to be a base hit. Miller rounding first base. He'll be digging for second. He'll get there to second base for the leadoff double. So on the 1-2 pitch, he lined it to the opposite part of the field, and we saw that from Miller back on Monday.
Yes, we did. Kind of the same swing. I'm assuming Connor Croy probably wanted to throw that pitch a little bit maybe down more than what he did. Kind of left it up a little bit.
Yeah, the Hawks hitters will certainly take advantage of that. So runner at second base, nobody out. Here's Colin Koblenz at the plate. Bats from the left side, wearing number 7. Senior center fielder, batting .485, has 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a rider up the middle. It'll be a bouncer in the center field, a base hit. Miller rounding third base, coming toward home, and that throw will be cut off, and the run will score, so it'll be an RBI single. Colin Koblenz on the grounder in the center field, and a 1-0 Hiland advantage.
Yeah, you can see the Hiland hitters are going to be aggressive early in the count, and that's what you need to do against a guy who's going to throw a lot of strikes.
And the Hawks get the early lead. Here's Caden Koblenz, who bats from the right side, wearing number 23, the senior shortstop, batting .429, 2 homers, and 7 runs batted in. Runner first, nobody out. 1-0 Hiland, top of the first inning. And the pitch. It's going to be a line down the left field line. It's going to be a foul ball. Got a hold of that one. As you mentioned, you get that ball up, and those Hawks hitters can certainly pound it.
Yes, they can. You got to stay off the plate. Don't want to leave too many pitches over the middle of the plate. You want to get ahead in the count, though. That's the tricky part with Hiland. You don't want to leave a pitch right down the middle. They're going to make you pay if you do that. So you got to execute every pitch.
1-0 Hawks. Look toward first, now from the stretch. And the pitch. Curveball, that's going to be just a bit high for a ball. 1-1 count to Koblenz. He's followed by Grady Monagold, Danny Hostetler, Caden Candle, Logan Yoder, Griffin Monagold, and Isaiah Ragler will round out the Hiland lineup.
Pretty good to lead at first base.
And the pitch. Swanby fouled straight back. Got him out in front. Goes to 1-2 to Koblenz. In the field for Ridgewood at first is Caleb Schultz. At second is Cohen Parsons. Jace McQueen, the shortstop. Mason Kaiser's at third. Grant Lommers in left. Wyatt Marlatz in center. Third at first base. And sliding in safely is Colin Koblenz. Jackson Cabot is the right fielder. Brody Harding catching. On the mound and pitching is the junior right-hander Connor Croy. 1-2 count, Caden Koblenz.
Colin is a threat to steal at first. They're going to do a good job trying to hold him on.
And the pitch. Want to be popped up. Third base side foul territory. That'll be out of play. And the count stays at 1-2 to Caden Koblenz.
And I like what he's doing, staying with that off-speed stuff, because eventually that's going to make your fastball seem faster than what it actually is. If he can mix up his speeds, hit his locations, he'll be just fine.
Always imperative, especially against a good hitting team like the Hawks, as Croy looks toward first. And the pitch. Swanby popped up high in the air toward shallow right field, chasing after. That's going to be Cabot, and he will make the running grab. And going halfway towards second now, back to first. That'll be Colin Koblenz. That's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a long run. I didn't think it was going to be that hard to get to that ball, but it kept coming back towards the infield. He made a long run. Nice running catch.
Cabot.
First out.
Cabot, of course, Norman plays out in center, getting the start out in right field today, and Marlatt, the freshman, out in center. Grady Monagold at the plate, batting from the left side, wearing number 21. Junior third baseman is batting .419, has 1 homer, 13 RBIs, the third of first base, and again, Colin Koblenz slides back safely to the bag.
What a beautiful day for baseball. We've been waiting on this one for a long time.
Outstanding. And the pitch. Swanby fouled straight back, goes to 0-1. And we talked about the beautiful new turf field, infield for Hiland this year. And we were talking about off the air how nice they keep this field here at Ridgewood every single year.
Yeah, you notice the last couple of years, Ridgewood does a really, really good job taking care of this infield. It's one of the better grass infields that you'll see in our area.
Yeah, take a foot off the rubber. Look, Koblenz back to the first base bag. And Monago will step back into the batter's box.
Until they put a lot of time into this field. It's nice.
And the pitch. Curveball. That's going to be a called strike on the outside corner. 0-2 count now to Monagold.
Yeah, and he's kind of settled in a little bit after those first couple hitters. Pounding that strike zone. Let's see if he goes with something off the plate here.
And the pitch. It's going to be a chopper down the first base side, but it's bounced foul. And the count will stay at 0-2 to Monagold. McRoy alongside John Monagold here for this broadcast, as I mentioned, on WKLM as well as WTNS today. And also video live streamed on the WKLM YouTube page.
Nice to have those extra listeners down this way.
No doubt about it. Roy from the stretch again. And the 0-2. It's going to be a fly ball. Center field. Marlatt going back. It's going to be over his head. Bounces to the fence. Here's the throw to the cutoff man. Going to be grabbed by McQueen. He'll hold on to it. And that'll be a double for Grady Monagold. And it goes the runners at second and third now with one out.
Yeah, that ball took up every inch of the outfield out there in center field. Another good swing. But, again, I'd like to see him off the plate a little bit more, waste that pitch.
A little too close to the zone that time, and he took advantage of it.
And if you've been watching the Guardians games, they're saying the same thing about their closers.
Right.
He's throwing too many strikes. So,
no doubt.
Good hitters. You'd like to see him adjust here a little bit.
Here's Danny Hosteller. The pitch. It's going to be a rocketed down the right field line. It'll be a fair ball. A hit will knock in a pair of runs. Colin Koblenz as well as Grady Monagold. Hosteller to second for the 2 RBI double. And Hiland has taken a 3-0 lead.
And they've kind of picked up where they left off the other night. You know, a lot of their games have been pretty low scoring, and you kind of were waiting for Hiland's offense to take off in the last couple of innings here. It really has.
That's RBIs number 13 and 14 of the season for Hosteller. Of course, came in batting .500. Keeps that going. 3-0 Hiland. Here's Caden Candle. Bats from the left side, wearing number 3, the senior pitcher. Batting 193 RBIs. And the pitch. Going to be just a bit high in the fastball, ball 1 to Candle. Three 3-0 start, 1 out in the first inning. And he'll take his foot off the rubber. Quick meeting here at the mound with pitcher and catcher.
Want to make sure they get on the same page. It's one of those things, too, you know, runner on second base, as a catcher, you might have a different sign, or you might have an indicator when you go to give that pitch to the pitcher. Don't want to cross up your catcher here with a runner on second base.
And the pitch. It's want to be popped up. Behind home plate, it's going to be just out of real estate. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike to Caden Candle.
Good hustle by the catcher there. That ball just barely got out behind the backstop.
Three 0 here in the first inning. 1-1 count to Caden Candle. Again, host others over at second. And the pitch. Curveball swung and missed for strike 2. 1-2 count now to Candle.
Really nice pitch on that curveball there. Changing speeds again. Now it's a couple times here he's been in a 1-2 count to see if he can hit something a little bit off the plate, tempt the batter.
The pitch. It's going to be a line down the third base side, but foul and out of play. And the count will remain at 1-2. Just behind it on that swing is Candle. He'll stand back into the batter's box.
Infield's playing straight up.
The pitch. It's going to be fisted up in the air toward third, caught by Kaiser. And he kind of hit that off the handle, jammed on that pop-up, and Kaiser made the grab. It's the second out.
Yeah, he did a good job coming inside there. That might have been an off-speed pitch. Got in on his hands. Nice pitch. Now he's 1 out away from limiting the damage here and straining that runner at second base.
Here's Logan Yoder, bats from the right side, wearing number 16, the junior left fielder, batting .269, has 4 RBIs. The pitch. The fly ball down the right field line is going to curl foul and out of play. And the count goes to no balls and a strike now to Logan Yoder.
Well, they're going to throw that baseball back in.
Yeah.
Might want to check that for pine tar. That ball went right into a pine tree.
Yeah.
I imagine
it hovers over that bullpen over here. Over there.
Connor Croy's not going to tell anybody if there's a little sap on it.
That's right. A little extra spin here.
Yep.
2 down. Host other leads off over at second. Couple looks. Now the pitch. That'll be a fastball on the outside corner. 0-2 count to Logan Yoder.
Nice spot.
Again, has the count in his favor here.
He's done a good job getting ahead of the hitters here. He's just got to put them away.
And the pitch. And good job put outside there on that pitch, but Yoder laid off. It goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I like that pitch there. Getting a little bit off the plate. See if he can get Logan to swing at it. Logan did a good job taking it, but you're still way ahead in the count here. Logan's got to change his approach here. He's got to try to put a ball in play.
The pitch, curveball, going to be a called strike 3 on the outside corner. That will do it for the inning.
That was a beauty.
Good one there. 3 runs scored, though, for the Hawks in the top of the first, and through a half inning, Hiland 3 and Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
Millersburg Electric is celebrating 80 years of sales and service to the community. With over 250 appliances on display and thousands more to choose from, they are the area appliance headquarters. Spring home improvement is upon us, so consider replacement of those older, inefficient kitchen appliances and laundry products. Building or remodeling, they offer package discounts and free storage until your project is complete. In addition, get free in-carton drop-off or professional installation of your appliances. Visit Millersburg Electric on State Route 83 South or 24/7 at millersburgelectric.com.
Hey, other guys' insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently. decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Vickers Sand and Gravel Incorporated has been serving the central Ohio areas of Wayne and Holmes counties since 1935. They're a name and business you can trust. Their products and services include ready-mix concrete, excavating, limestone, sand and gravel, and hauling services. They are locally owned and operated, insured and bonded, and most importantly, ready to serve you. For more information, call 330-674-0038.
Bottom half of the first inning, Ridgewood at the plate for the first time, and a 3-0 lead for Hiland. At the plate for Ridgewood will be Jace McQueen, followed by Jackson Cabot, Caleb Schultz, Logan Reidenball, Grant Lammers, Connor Croy, Cohen Parsons, Brody Harding, and Wyatt Marlatt. And for McQueen, batting .361, has 3 RBIs. For Hiland at first is Griffin Monagold. At second, Isaiah Wagler. At short, Keaton Koblenz. The third baseman, Grady Monagold. Logan Yoders in left. In center is Colin Koblenz. And right field, Mike Miller. Catching, Danny Hostetler. And on the mound and pitching is the senior right-hander in Keaton Candle. Here's the wind and the pitch. Curveball. That's going to be a bit inside for a ball. 3-0 record, Candle, with the has not allowed a run so far this year. 19 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 runs, none earned. 10 hits, striking out 17, walking 4, and hitting the batter. So he's been outstanding once again on the mound. Here's the Y, the 1-0. That'll catch the outside corner, a cold strike. 1-1 count now to McQueen.
You know, it's going to be interesting here. A little bit of a chess match the other night. Caden Koblenz had to go to that curveball a lot. See if Ridgewood makes an adjustment.
Well, going to be a bouncer towards short. That'll be gloved by Caden Koblenz. Bobbles it. Can't make a throw. And McQueen, good speed. He'll run it down at the first base. So the error at short will get things started for Ridgewood in the top of the bottom of the first.
With McQueen's speed there, you got that slow chopper on the infield. You knew Caden was going to have to field it cleanly, make a real good, strong throw, and he just wasn't able to come up with that.
So leadoff batter aboard for Ridgewood. Here's Jackson Cabot. Bats from the left side, wearing number 1. Junior right fielder is batting .258 and has 2 runs batted in. And the pitch. It'll be just a bit outside on the fastball. Ball 1, the Cabot.
And these first 2 hitters for Ridgewood have a lot of speed. If they can both get on base, I imagine they can create some havoc.
That would be key as Candle from the stretch. And the pitch. So want to be lined foul to the third base side and out of play. Goes to 1 ball, 1 strike to Cabot, and McQueen was taking off on that throw.
And that takes a lot of your attention away from executing your pitches. You know, you got speed on first base. You got to pay attention to him, and you also got to try to execute your pitch. It makes it a lot more challenging for a pitcher.
Candle. Now with the 1-1. Way outside. They're to first base. Close play on the tag, but McQueen gets back there on that tag applied by Griffin Monagold.
Yeah, nice throw, nice tag, but he was able to recover. I thought they had a chance at him. Did a good job getting back.
Does another good job, as always. That throw to first base. 2-1 count to Cabot. And the pitch. He shows bunt. He'll pull it back. Outside for all. Another throw to first base, and now McQueen in a rundown. Throw to second base. And a high throw. He'll slide in safely. So great throw by Hostetler again. But McQueen able to take off the second. He slides in safely. So a break that time for the Generals.
Yeah, high throw from the first baseman there. Wasn't able to get a throw down. I'd like to see him set his feet there, make a good, strong throw. Early in the count, you'd rather that runner, earlier in the rundown, you'd rather that runner be heading back to first base.
3-1 count to Cabot. Again, McQueen at second base. And the pitch. Way outside, ball 4, so that'll draw a walk to Cabot. And for Candle, his 5th walk thrown this year, first of the game. 2 runners aboard, nobody out for Caleb Schultz.
And for Ridgewood, this is a big at bat here early in the game. You know, Hiland put up 3 runs. You'd like to be able to at least answer with a couple here.
Schultz bats from the right side, wearing number 8, the junior first baseman, batting .303, and 7 runs batted in. Cabot at first, McQueen at second. 3-0 Hiland, bottom of the first inning. And the pitch shows bunt. He'll bunt down the first base line. Good bunt. It'll be barehanded. Underhand throw to first base by Candle. Will be corralled by the second baseman covering Isaiah Wagler, and runners will advance to second and third on that play with one away.
You know, Ridgewood's coach there to trying to play small ball, get a couple runs on the board, take advantage of those leadoff runners. Now you got two opportunities here to drive them in. Hiland's pulling their infield in and going to try to come down at the plate.
Schultz gets the sack bunt down. Two runners in scoring position for Logan Reidenball, batting from the right side, wearing number 4. Junior DH for him, batting .333, 8 RBIs. There's a curveball, swing and a miss, in strike one. 0-1 count to Reidenball. Very critical situation here early as General's trying to get back in this ball game. Here's the 0-1. And check swing went too far. Another breaking pitch, strike two. Quickly an 0-2 count to Reidenball. 3-0 Hiland. Generals are threatening.
Reidenball's trying to put a ball in play here. I'd imagine he's probably going to see something he can get the bat to.
Pitch swung on, be lined on the first base side. It's out of play on the foul ball. Count stays at 0-2 to Reidenball.
That runner on third base, you don't really want to bounce a pitch in the dirt, give him a chance to score with his speed out there, so it kind of limits a little bit what pitches you can throw.
And the pitch. Going to be just a bit high. He lays off it. Ball one. 1-2 count now to Reidenball.
Pretty good pitch there. You went up in the zone and see if you could get him to chase. Now he's probably going to give something pretty close to the plate.
Candle. Now with the pitch. Swing and miss and a curveball. And strike three. Good curve that time by Candle. That's the second out of the inning.
And then the other night we saw Ridgewood jump on the fastballs early in the count, so Hiland has adjusted, and you know at some point Ridgewood's probably going to start looking for that curveball.
Here's Grant Lummers, bats for the right side, wearing number 2, senior left fielder, batting .235 and 2 RBIs. And the pitch. Fastball paints the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count to Lummers.
Candle had to do some quick reaction there. That throw was back at his feet, and if it got by him, they were going to score a run because neither infielder was backing up.
No doubt. Here's the pitch. Curveball going to be in the dirt that time. Good stop by Hostetler. Evens it up 1-1 strike to Lummers.
Now they move in behind him. That was a little bit too close. Caden has good hands out there, and he had to use them to save that run.
Cabot at second. McQueen's at third. And the 1-1. It's going to be fouled straight back to the backstop. Just behind it on the swing as Lummers goes to 1-2 strikes.
And if you can escape here, that changes the momentum of this game. Even in the first inning, they had guys on second and third. One out. Up to the hitter to put a ball in play.
1 strike away from doing it. Here's the pitch. Going to be called strike 3 on the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning as Candle works his way out of it. No run score for the Generals here in the bottom of the first. 2-1, Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
When you work the land, you know, out there in some far corner of a field, there's an old steel fence post that has your number. And that's when you should have ours. We're your certified Firestone Farm Tire dealer. And when you need service, give us a call. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs.
Call Millersburg Tire Service, State Route 39 Millersburg, for your farm tire needs.
When you're thinking of an old-fashioned smokehouse flavor, think Sugar Valley Meats. They cure their own ham and bacon, and the old-fashioned smokehouse uses hickory, apple, and sassafras. Processing, curing, and custom butchering are available, cut to your specifications. Stop in and see all the products that they offer. That's Sugar Valley Meats on Dutch Valley Drive in Sugar Creek. Turn left at the light, and Sugar Valley Meats is 1/4 mile on the right. Call today, 330-852-4423.
Critchfield Law Firm has always been dedicated to providing the highest quality legal services to their clients throughout Holmes County and surrounding areas. Critchfield Law Firm also understands the dedication of our youth. From the classroom to the music room to athletics, Holmes County's best is represented in every academic area. Critchfield Law Firm in Millersburg, wishing all who participate the best in their endeavors.
Second 3-0 lead for Hiland. At the plate going to be the 8-9-1 batters for the Hawks. Griffin Monagold leads things off, followed by Isaiah Wagler. Then the top of the order. The curveball Swami popped up straight back, going to be out of play. 0-1 count to Monagold. Bats from the right side, wearing number 25, the junior first baseman. He's batting .250 and has 1 RBI. 3 runs on 4 hits in the first inning for the Hawks. Here's the wind in the 0-1. Going to be just a bit outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And today's player of the game presented by Buckeye Deli in the Patio, where great food meets great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. That's Buckeye Deli in the Patio. And the 1-1. Curveball going to be in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 count now to Monagold.
Yeah, Griffin Monagold making his second start. Had a single in the last game to keep the 2-out rally going.
Certainly did. That pitch will be swung on a grounder toward short. Be scooped up by McQueen. He'll fire at the first base. They'll be there in time on the stretch for Schultz. There's 1 away. And now 1 up and 1 down in the second. Here's Isaiah Wagler, who bats from the right side, wearing number 11, the junior second baseman. 0 for 3 at the plate so far in the spring for him, getting the opportunity to start here in that 9 slot today. And remember, if you get into a collision, make your first call to Finish Line Auto Body, where they have experts in collision repair, and they'll even help with up to $500 of your insurance deductible. Here's the pitch. Going to be just a bit high in the fastball, ball 1. Give Brooks a call, 674-1483. 1-0 count. Troy the wind in the pitch. Going to be a cold strike on the outside corner. Evens it up 1 ball and 1 strike to Wagler.
And we can see he's just pounding that strike zone.
Here's the wind, the 1-1. That'd be right in there for a cold strike on the fastball there. Goes to 1-2 to Wagler.
And we do not have to guess tonight if it's going to be a ball or a strike.
And no, we can hear that well. And we appreciate that when you're back in the booth, right?
Absolutely. Don't have to guess.
Here's the 1-2. That'll see a bit high, and Wagler does a good job laying off it. Goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top half of the second from Ridgewood. Here's the wind of the pitch. Going to be slider outside, ball 3. Full count down to Wagler.
Good take, but we've seen him pitch a little bit more off the plate, trying to get those hitters to swing and miss or get weak contact.
Here's the wind and the payoff. Going to be just a bit low, ball 4. That'll walk him, so Wagler will take his base. First walk thrown by Croy, and now a runner on with 1 out. Top of the order, Mike Miller, who, of course, had that the double on a 1-2 count and scored eventually in that first inning.
And having him at the top of the lineup changes it completely for Hiland.
Been there the last couple of games, and Hawks looking for that consistent leadoff guy. That pitch will be a grounder down the third base side. It goes foul. Goes to 0-1 to Mike Miller.
A lot of speed from the left side.
Hiland will turn around, play road game at East Canton this Friday. Of course, in that Carmichael Classic this Saturday, throw to first base and sliding back safely to the bag. It'll be Isaiah Wagler, and that'll be against Hoban at 5 o'clock this Saturday, and that'll be played over at Triway.
And that's one of those non-conference games you schedule to try to face some competition.
That pitch going to be swung on, be fouled straight back. Goes to 0-2 to Mike Miller. Yeah, already a lot of good non-conference games between Louisville, Medina Buckeye, and others the Hawks have faced so far this year.
See if he can execute a pitch.
Be a high and good purpose pitch, but Miller lays off. It goes to 1-2.
Not a very big lead there at first base, but
the pitch, curveball going to be a cold strike 3 through the second base, going to be a close play. No, he'll slide in safely. As a good jump that time for Isaiah Wagler. He'll slide in for the stolen base, but they do get the strikeout on Miller. That's the second out of the inning.
And 1-2 count. That's a really good count to run on. You got to think he's going to throw an off-speed pitch, which is exactly what he did. He executed it perfectly, but when you steal on a curveball, it's really hard on your catcher to get a good throw down there in time.
That's the second strikeout. Runner at second base, 2 down. Here's Colin Koblenz. The pitch. Curveball, that's going to be a cold strike on the outside corner. Koblenz, of course, he had the RBI single and scored a run in that first inning. Wagler at second, 2 down.
He's going to be running on contact, and the outfield is really deep. Base hit will score him with no problem.
Here's the pitch, and time is called. They're going to call a balk.
I think the umpire said he moved his back shoulder a little bit. I didn't see it, but...
So Wagler will get to go to third base as a result.
That umpire's got the best view.
Koblenz will dig his way back in. Here's the 0-1. Swung on to be a foul. Buck back to the backstop. Hung that one a little bit, but Koblenz couldn't time it up. It's an 0-2 count.
Yeah, it stayed high enough up out of the zone that he couldn't get on top of it.
Get a Wagler at third, 2 outs.
And that's one of those things. You don't want to bounce that pitch and send one to the backstop and give him a free run.
Remains in the stretch. Here's the pitch. A bit inside, and it's going to be ball 1. 1-2 count now to Koblenz. 3-0 Hawks. We're in the top of the second.
Trying to get another 2-out base hit to score a run.
And the pitch. Swing and miss. The pitch in the dirt. Strike 3. Harding will throw it to first base. That's going to be there in time. That'll do it for the inning.
Nice play by the catcher there on that swing and miss.
Very good throw by Harding, and then it'll be back-to-back Ks to end the inning. Third of the game for Croy, and now no run score for the Hawks in the second. And through 1.5, Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
At Mack Oilfield Service, they offer specialized trucking, water hauling, dirt work, and general oil field service in New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio. They have the equipment and manpower to tackle any task handed to them. The future lies in the hands of our youth, and Mack Oilfield Service is proud to support them. Call Mack Oilfield Service for all your oil field needs at 330-674-7371. That's 330-674-7371.
Transform your home with the timeless beauty of cedar without the hassle. An MRV Siding Supply with maintenance-free sham-clad shiplap siding. The perfect blend of style and durability. Whether it's for porch ceilings, siding, or shutters, their sham-clad shiplap siding offers the latest designs that everyone is talking about. No staining, no sealing, just stunning, hassle-free elegance. Get the look of cedar and elevate your home with sham-clad shiplap siding today. That's MRV Siding Supply in Millersburg, Newark, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's insurance agent. Hobron's Insurance Service, 170 South Clay Street in Millersburg. Call 1-800-340-3767.
Here's a pitch swung on and grounded to second base by Croy. He'll be scooped up at second by Wagler. Throws to first in time for the out. So round out to the second base by Croy. There's one away in the bottom half of the second inning. 3-0 lead for Hiland. At the plate for Ridgewood, going to be Cohen Parsons, who is batting from the right side, wearing number 10, senior second baseman, batting .241, has 2 runs batted in. Then it's followed by number 9 batter Wyatt Marlatt. The wind, the pitch by Candle. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 in the hard cut. 0-1 count to Parsons. Candle had to work out of that jam. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and he was able to get out of that with back-to-back strikeouts in that first inning.
He did a good job picking up his defense a little bit.
Yes, he did. Outside for a ball there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Parsons.
And that's one of the things with Caden Candle is he's going to throw his curveball a lot, and he's going to mix in that fastball, hit his locations, and that can make it tough on a hitter. But Ridgewood's going to battle to put the ball in play.
Here's the 1-1. Going to be a cold strike on the fastball outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2 the count now to Parsons. 1 down, nobody aboard in the bottom of the second. Pitch by Candle. Curveball going to be a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Tough to hit that one. That's the 3rd strikeout thrown today by Candle.
Yeah, that had some nasty break to it, buckled him a little bit.
2 down, nobody aboard for Ridgewood. Number 9 batter and freshman Wyatt Marlatt getting his first varsity at bat of the season. He's at the plate. Bats from the right side wearing number 12. And the freshman center fielder, the pitch. Fastball just a bit high for a ball. Brody Harding, excuse me. Let me correct that. Brody Harding is at the plate, the junior catcher. Batting from the right side wearing number 5. Batting 167, 3 RBIs, the pitch. It's going to be a line shot down the right field line, but out of play. 1-1 count to Harding.
Good looking swing, just a little bit late on that fastball. Going to have to start it a little bit sooner, but then you also got to pay attention to that curveball that Candle has.
Here's the one, the pitch. And that's going to be down low for a ball, 2-1 count. And today's player of the game also from our WTNS listening audience, brought to you by the Warehouse Steak and Stein. Here's the one in the 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2 count. And that player will receive a gift certificate for a famous Warehouse cheeseburger and order of their legendary onion rings, courtesy of the Warehouse Steak and Stein. Here's the 2-2. It's going to be a grounder toward first base. It'll be in the right field. Going to be a base hit just past the outstretched glove of Monagold. So it'll be a 2-out single by Brody Harding. And that'll send Wyatt Marlatt to the plate. Down the hole between first and second. And now Marlatt, as I started to say before, a freshman. Bats from the left side wearing number 12, the center fielder for today. And the Killbuck Savings Bank proudly supporting the local youth, and they hope that you all knock it out of the park, celebrating 125 years of serving the community. That's the Killbuck Savings Bank. That pitch in the dirt. Good scoop by Danny Hostether. It's ball 1. 3-0 Hiland. Ridgewood at the plate with the runner at first base and 2 down.
Trying to take advantage of a 2-out base runner.
And the pitch. It's going to be a fly ball. Meeting deep right center. Going to be a running grab by Colin Coben, so track it down for out number 3. So no run score for the Generals, and now through 2. It's Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
MEB Systems, a name that has been around since 1977. It is the area's flat roof specialist. Their mission statement is, serve our team, customers, and community by offering exceptional and innovative flat roofing services, all for the glory of God. MEB Systems has the experience to handle anything from scheduled maintenance to roofing multi-acre facilities protecting valuable equipment and merchandise. Call MEB Systems, your flat roof specialist, at 330-852-4333, or visit them online at MEBsystems.com. MEB Systems wishes all local athletes the best success this year.
Bring into grilling all this week at Rody's IGA. Hi, this is Scott Rody. We have St. Louis style pork ribs, $2.98 a pound, 81% lean fresh ground chuck, $3.98 a pound, USDA inspected pork shoulder roast, $1.99 a pound. We also have USDA choice boneless bottom round steak, $5.18, USDA choice boneless New York strip steak, $10.98 a pound, 12-ounce package of pink salmon fillets for $3.98, and coconut or boom boom royal Asian shrimp, $6.98. Plus download your digital coupon for crazy low price on select items Thursday through Sunday at Rody's IG Marketplace in Millersburg.
At Pomerene Hospital, you're not just a number, you're their neighbor. From family care and women's health to more than 1,400 surgeries they perform each year. Pomerene brings reliable local health care to patients across Holmes, Tuscarawas, and Ashland counties. Whether it's a routine checkup or help manage any chronic condition, there's a Pomerene provider nearby. Visit PomereneHospital.org to get in, get seen, and get the care you deserve. Pomerene Hospital, caring for our community's health.
In top of the third inning, a 3-0 lead for Hiland. At the plate going to be the 3, 4, and 5 batters, Caden Koblenz, followed by Grady Monagold, Danny Hostether. Through 2 innings, Hiland with 3 runs on 4 hits. They got all that back in the first. He left 2 runners on base. Croy has struck out 3. He's walked a batter on 42 pitches thrown through the first 2 innings. At the plate, Caden Koblenz flew out the right in his first at bat of the contest. Matt Croy alongside John Monagold for this broadcast. Again, video live streaming on the WKLM YouTube page, courtesy of Claxon Communications. We're also on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com. And here's the pitch. Going to be on the outside corner for a strike, and also on FM 99.3 and MyWTNSradio.com as well.
Great first pitch strike there, right on the outside corner.
Here's the 0-1. Swami popped up, first base side. Maybe some room for Schultz, we'll see. Looking for it, and he will make the grass catch. He'll hold on to it, and that'll be out number 1. Had some room there just on the other side of that dugout to make that grab.
Made a nice play over there. Ball kept tailing back in towards the infield.
Here's Grady Monagold, who doubled and scored back in that first inning. Continues his terrific hitting he's had so far on the season.
Kind of wonder if the sun got in his eyes a little bit. We haven't had too much of that this year.
No. The pitch. It's going to be a grounder towards second base. Scooped up by Parsons, bobbles it, now throws to first base. That'll be in time. And quickly 2 away in this third inning.
And you can see he's made an adjustment out there on the mound. He's not throwing those first couple pitches right down the middle. He's making them chase a pitch.
Always key when facing a good lineup like the Hawks. And now at the plate going to be Danny Hostetler, who had the 2 RBI double back in that first inning.
Danny's been a tough out all season.
Yes, he has. Here's the wind in the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's strike one. Always talk about any team. The ultimate measuring stick is to go up against a good team like Hiland and kind of see where you're at. Things, figure where you need to do a little better on and compete against good teams like that.
Definitely a learning experience.
That's when it swung on me. A grounder up the middle in the center field. Going to be a base hit for Hostetler. So he'll continue his hot hitting as he has throughout this spring, and he's at first with 2 down.
Yeah, he's been consistent the whole season. Haven't really seen him go into a slide at all.
Here's Caden Candle, who popped out the third in his first at bat. Stop in for weekly specials along with a great selection in the deli, meat, and produce departments. For a fresh arrangement of flowers, check out the Posey Pad Florist Shop. And then before you head out, sign up for a Rudy's Rewards card at Rudy's IGA. That pitch going to be inside, ball 1. Now to Candle. 1-0 count, 2 outs, runner at first base.
And I like seeing him go inside there, make that batter move his feet.
Pitch will be popped up, shallow left field.
It's going to be a tough play.
Searching for it and not able to make the grab. I think it's going to be a foul ball, though. Trying to find it was Kaiser. Again, in that sun, as you talked about, but it'll fall in, and that'll be a long strike on the foul ball for Candle.
Yeah, you could tell right off the bat that was going to be a struggle. Ball hit right over the third baseman's head, high. If the shortstop can get there, it's a lot easier play for him. Third baseman made a great effort, just wasn't able to come up with it.
So 1-1 count. That Candle will stand back into the batter's box. And the pitch. Curveball. So it'll be a fly ball down the right field line. It's going to be a foul. Hit that one hard and deep, but out in front of it, 1-2 the count to Candle.
And now he's got a 1-2 count. A lot of pitches to choose from. And now they're throwing the pine tar ball back into the dugout
right.
here. They're not giving it back to him.
No, not this time. And the 1-2. Down low, didn't chase it. There's a runner going through to second base by Harding, going to be in the dirt. And trickles in the center field, backed up, but not soon enough for Marlette. It's going to allow the runner to get over to third base. So stolen base, and then the error on the throw, and Hostetler's all the way over to the third.
Yeah, it's a center fielder. When you see the catcher coming up the throw, you got to be moving. Got to know where you're supposed to be, and that cost him an extra base.
2-2 count now to Candle.
Connor's going to have to try to pick up his defense there, and Candle's trying to get a base hit with 2 outs.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be a fly ball. The right field, looking after it is Cabot. He'll make the grab. That'll be the third out of the inning.
No damage done.
Hawks threaten, do not score. And now through 2.5. Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
At Pomerene Hospital, you're not just a number, you're their neighbor. From family care and women's health to more than 1,400 surgeries they perform each year. Pomerene brings reliable local health care to patients across Holmes, Tuscarawas, and Ashland counties. Whether it's a routine checkup or help manage any chronic condition, there's a Pomerene provider nearby. Visit PomereneHospital.org to get in, get seen, and get the care you deserve. Pomerene Hospital, caring for our community's health.
Are you ready to accelerate towards your dreams with a new car, ATV, boat, or some extra cash for personal needs? This is Zach Deidinger, a banking center manager at the Commercial and Savings Bank, here to help you fund your next adventure. Our team of experts is committed to finding the right solution for you with competitive rates, flexible terms, and personalized service. Visit csb1.com to apply online or give us a call at 800-654-9015 to speak with a loan specialist and discover the CSB advantage. The Commercial and Savings Bank. Relationships you can bank on. Member FDIC.
This is Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. I have partnered with Buckeye Insurance Group to provide our customers with insurance coverage at competitive rates, backed by outstanding service. If you would like a no-obligation review of your farm, home, or auto insurance, see me, Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. Buckeye Insurance Group and Burgett Insurance, working together to protect you.
It's a 3-0 Hiland lead at the plate for Ridgewood, the top of the order. Jace McQueen followed by Jackson Cabot, Caleb Schultz. The pitch going to be in there for a cold strike in the fastball. And McQueen got on by an error short, eventually stranded at third base in that first inning. Ridgewood, no runs. They've gotten one hit. They've left 3 runners on base. Candle has struck out 3. He's walked a batter on 32 pitches. The pitch will be a squibbler down the first base side. It rolls foul, though, and goes quickly to an 0-2 count to Jace McQueen. And so far for Ridgewood, you can look back and take advantage of your opportunities when you play Hiland, because you don't get a whole lot of them. And that was really that first inning where they had a couple runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they had guys on second and third and 1 out, and they weren't able to put the ball in play. That kind of kills a rally real quick. Want to do whatever you can, even if you hit a ground ball, fly ball.
Here is the 0-2. It's going to be a grounder, going to be towards second base. It'll be backhanded by Wagner, throws to first in time for the out. What a play by Isaiah Wagner. Had to throw across his body near the second base to get a speedy Jace McQueen, and he got it there in time for the first out.
Yeah, he did a good job on that backhand, set his feet, made a strong throw to first.
Here's Jackson Cabot, who walked back in the first inning. In 3-0 Hiland, bottom half of the third. Handle stares in. Here's the wind and the pitch. And it'll be outside for a ball, 1-0 count. It's time to be thinking about those concrete products. Holmes Ready Mix of Millersburg offers ready mix concrete, precast blocks, and a variety of mason and concrete products. Call 674-0865. That's going to be high for a ball and a curveball. Or 674-8121. That's Holmes Ready Mix. It's a 2-0 count to Jackson Cabot. The wind, the 2-0. That's going to be a cold strike on the outside corner. 2-1 count. 2 of the top high school baseball coaches in the area also coaching here today. You think about Chris Dagas when he's done with one state championship as an assistant under Tom Gibson. That pitch will be a grounder toward short. It'll be grabbed by Keaton Kobitz, fires to first base in time for the out with that rocket arm from short. And there's now 2 down in the third. And, of course, for Chris Dagas, went over the 150 win mark earlier this year. In just 8 seasons now as the head coach. Of course, 1 taken away due to COVID. And 2 state championships as the head coach these last 2 years. And for a Ridgewood coach, Chad Laney, his 12th season, has 192 career wins. Same thing there. You have 1 season was taken away due to COVID for him. The pitch, curveball going to be a cold strike on the inside corner. And an 0-1 count. Of course, he's been to the state finals there the one time, part of the Eastern District Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. You know Chris Dagas is going to be there someday as well. Here's the 1 and the 0-1. Swing and a miss of the pitch in the dirt, strike 2. And a couple of guys that have been coaching for a while. Don't see that a lot anymore, John. And you think about Justin Elmore at Garraway. He's been there for a long time, and nice for any program to have guys like that leading the way.
Yeah, when you have that much experience in the dugout, there's probably not a whole lot those guys haven't seen happen on a baseball field, and a lot of experience.
That pitch going to be a cold strike 3 on the outside corner. He painted that fastball.
He's got his curveball working right now, and it's going to make everything else tougher to hit.
4 strikeout thrown today by Candle. Goes 1-2-3 for Ridgewood in the third. Through 3. Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
This is Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. I have partnered with Buckeye Insurance Group to provide our customers with insurance coverage at competitive rates, backed by outstanding service. If you would like a no-obligation review of your farm, home, or auto insurance, see me, Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. Buckeye Insurance Group and Burgett Insurance, working together to protect you.
Attention Knights Nation, this is Noah Clark with Clark Fowler Electric. As a proud sponsor of West Home Sports from T-ball all the way through high school, Clark Fowler Electric Motors and Supplies is on top of the game. With almost 3 decades as the area's leading provider in parts, repairs, and service, Clark Fowler is a team that you can count on. If you've had a breakdown, we'll get you back up and running and get you back into the game. Visit ClarkFowlerElectric.com for more details and information and all your electric motor needs. Go Knights!
At Wayne Door, we are your trusted partner in helping you build your dream home with quality technicians who pay attention to every detail so you won't have to pay costly future repairs. At Wayne Door, we only install high-quality products to protect your family for generations to come. We have your whole house covered with garage doors, windows, and more. So choose the team at Wayne Door. People you can trust since 1973. Visit waynedoor.com for a free quote today.
Top of the fourth inning. That pitch a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1 count to Logan Yoder, followed by Griffin Monagold, Isaiah Wagner, the 7, 8, 9 batters for the Hawks. Yoder struck out looking in his first at bat. Croy stares in. Here's the wind in the 0-1. Curveball's want to be a fly ball toward medium deep left field. Going to be over there and then in there for the base hit in the left center. And that'll be a leadoff single for Logan Yoder.
Looked like he might have hit it off the end of the bat there a little bit. That ball just kind of died, and like we mentioned earlier, these Ridgewood outfielders are playing really, really deep, but you would think bottom of the lineup they might take a few steps in, but Logan was able to drop that one in front of the center fielder.
Got that flare to go in there. Here's Griffin Monagold, who grounded out the short in his first at bat, through to first base. And sliding in safely is Logan Yoder. Hiland, that'll be their 6th hit of the day. Of course, had the 3 runs on 4 hits in the first. They've left 3 runners on base. Croy has struck out 3. He's walked a batter. And 54 pitches thrown. Here's the pitch. Going to be a fastball just a bit high, ball 1.
Croy has a good move over to first base. He's going to have to pay attention. Logan does have good speed. Imagine at some point they'll try to send him here, but you got to be careful not to get picked off with nobody out.
And from the stretch, here's the pitch. So want to be popped up straight back out of the play on the foul ball by Monagold. Goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. And today's player of the game presented by Buckeye Deli in the Patio, where great food meets great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli in the Patio in Nashville. Yoder the lead over at first base. And the pitch. So want to be fouled away on the curveball. Strike 2, 1-2 the count to Monagold.
Nice curveball there. Now he's ahead in the count, and Monagold's going to have to change his approach. Now he's got to do whatever he can to get that guy to second base.
So to first base, had him leading, but he dives back safely. He does Yoder to the bag.
Yeah, quick move there by Croy.
And from the stretch, here is the pitch. Going to be a cold strike 3 on the curveball outside corner, and there's now 1 away. Again, hitting those corners, 4th strikeout thrown today by Croy. Here's Isaiah Wagner, who walked in that second inning and eventually was stranded at third base.
Ball might have been off the plate a little bit outside, but you can't leave it up to the umpire.
And here is the pitch. Fastball high inside. That's going to be ball 1. It's now a 1-0 count. And whether you need tires along with farm tires in service, fully equipped auto service, or semi-truck tires, stop by Millersburg Tire Service on Route 39 Millersburg. The pitch going to be down low for a ball. Runner going through the second base. Going to be a close play. The tag applied in time for the out. The tag applied by Koa Parsons to the throw by Harding. And that time they do throw out the runner Logan Yoder for the second out of the inning.
And I think that goes back to Croy doing a good job keeping Logan Yoder at first base, keeping him closer than he would like to be. Couple nice moves over there. Helped his catcher out.
Always a key element of that. 2-0 count to Wagner. The pitch. In the dirt. Nice block, but a 3-0 count. Bases are clear now with 2 outs. And Millersburg Tire Service, you can visit them on the web, millersburgtireservice.com. In business for over 72 years. Should say 2-1 count, rather, the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. I think that pitch before when he was running was actually called a strike. So a 3-1 count now to Wagner. And the pitch. Going to be outside. Wagner didn't chase after. That's ball 4. So a second walk thrown in the game by Croy. Now we'll go to the top of the order.
I believe that's the second time he's walked Wagner today.
Right. Yeah. Wagner, good patience up there. Now to Mike Miller, who's 1 for 2 with the double. A run score, also a strikeout looking. So Wagler at first. Croy from the stretch, the pitch. Curveball going to be a cold strike on the inside corner. 0-1 count now to Mike Miller. 3-0 Hiland. We're in the top of the fourth from Ridgewood.
Since that first inning, there hasn't been a whole lot of action.
Pitch will be popped up high in the air behind home plate. It's going to be near the dugout and it'll be just behind the dugout. In strike two, 0-2 count, Mike Miller. No matter who you're going up against, is about, as you mentioned, locating and keeping guys off balance.
Yeah, got to locate, change speeds. And again,
got to do it.
0-2 count here. You don't want to give him anything he can hit.
The pitch. And good curveball just a bit inside. And Miller lays off at ball one.
Yeah, real nice pitch there. He thought he had him, but didn't get the call.
Wagler leads off at first. And the pitch. That'll be high away, ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes down to Miller.
You know, a lot of guys are all about velocity, but it's kind of nice to see kids out here pitching, setting hitters up, hitting spots.
The pitch. It's going to be a fly ball toward left field. It's going to be a liner right at the left fielder. Grant Lammers will make the catch for the third out. Hit hard to the opposite part of the field by Miller, but Lammers there to make the grab. And no run scored for Hiland in the top of the fourth through 3.5. Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
Looking for a path to real-world business skills for your child? Discover Buckeye Career Center's Buckeye Business Academy at East Holmes during our open house on Tuesday, April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Learn practical skills like accounting, personal finance, computer training, and more. Meet the instructor, tour the classroom, and apply for next school year. Join us at the Buckeye Business Academy inside the Holmes Center for the Arts at 5200 State Route 39 on April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Call Berlin Heating and Cooling, your Rheem Pro partner, and you know you're calling the very best. Berlin Heating and Cooling services and installs Rheem and all types of furnaces and air conditioning equipment. Berlin Heating and Cooling, they're your local team you can trust. Call them today at 330-893-3057. That's 330-893-3057.
The secret's out. Thread and Ink in Holmesville is open to take care of your custom apparel, embroidery, and screen printing needs. They offer a storefront with apparel for West Holmes, Hiland, and surrounding schools. Whether it's school spirit wear, professional business attire, accessories, or unique custom designs, they deliver excellence in every product. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 5. Thread and Ink is located at 8210 County Road 245 in Holmesville. Or call Justine at 330-279-9222. That's Thread and Ink, custom embroidery and screen printing in Holmesville.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, it is a 3-0 lead for Hiland. At the plate for Ridgewood is going to be the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Logan Wright and ball, Grant Lammers, and then Connor Croy. Handle, the wind, and the pitch. Fastball, that's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Wright and ball struck out swinging in his first at bat. Ridgewood, the no runs, 1 hit. They've left 3 runners on base. Candle struck out 4. He's walked a batter. And now 42 pitches thrown. Here's the pitch. Curveball, that's a nice one on the inside corner. 0-2 count quickly. 2 gems from Candle here to start off this at bat.
Yeah, that one had a lot of break, real sharp. And he's given the outside corner, so I imagine they're going to go back out there with something.
Here's the pitch. Going to be down low and away. Wright and ball lays off it. Good pitch that time, but Candle, the 1-2 count to Wright and ball. Bottom half of the fourth from Ridgewood, and a beautiful evening for baseball. Here's the pitch. Going to be a fastball, cold strike 3 on the inside corner, and that's the 5th strikeout thrown today by Candle.
Yeah, did a good job there, and that ball's breaking like that. It makes it tough.
It certainly does. Here's Grant Lammers. He struck out looking in his first at bat. And today's player of the game brought to you by the Warehouse Steak and Stein. And that player will receive a gift certificate. The pitch will be fouled back for a famous Warehouse cheeseburger and an order of their legendary underrings, courtesy of the Warehouse Steak and Stein from our WTNS listening audience. A foul ball in the swing by Lammers, 0-1 count to him. Now the pitch. Curveball going to be a bit inside there for ball 1. 1-1 count to Grant Lammers. IVC contest here. Here's the wind and the 1-1. So it'll be popped up first base side foul territory. It's out of play, 1-2 the count. You got Other IVC games with Malvern at Newcomerstown tonight. Sini Valley's at Claymont. Buckeye Trail visiting Strasburg, and a couple non-conference matchup with Indian Valley playing host to Indian Creek, and East Hampton's at Lake Center Christian tonight. The pitch. Curveball swinging a liner up the middle off of Candle. Ricochets the second. It'll be gloved by Wagner to throw the first in time for the out. And Candle looks like he's going to be all right. Good job by Wagner, though, backing that play up there to make that play.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him right in the chest. He wasn't able to get his glove up in time. That's one thing. We got a little bit of a shadow here covering home plate about halfway in between the plate and the pitcher's mound. I don't know if that's going to mess things up, picking the ball up coming off the bat or not.
They do make the play, though, with 2 outs. Here's Connor Croy, the pitch. Fastball going to be just a bit high for a ball. Croy grounded out to second in his first at bat in the second inning. Candle stares in. Here's the Ryan and the 1-0. Curveball hangs inside. He'll jump out of the way of it for ball 2. 2-0 count. Reminder, this game being video live streamed on the WKLM YouTube page. Here's the 1 and the 2-0. Just want to be fouled straight back to the press box. Goes to a 2-1 count.
You know, the way that first inning started out, you didn't think it would still be 3-0 here in the fourth inning, but that's where we're at. Ridgewood's did a good job hanging in there.
Still hanging in. Here's the 1 and the 2-1. And a fastball in the inside corner. That's a cold strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes down to Croy. Cano rocks and fires the pitch. Swanbeck grounder towards second base. Going after Wagner. Gets the backhand grab, throws to first base. Then they're in time for out number 3. 1-2-3. It goes for a second straight inning for Candle in Hiland. And through 4, Hiland 3, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball at WKLM.
Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service continues to offer the convenience of 2 great locations on US 62 in Winesburg and on County Road 201 in Berlin. The Winesburg shop will take care of heavy-duty truck and fleet customers from 7 a.m. to midnight, while the Berlin facility will repair auto and light trucks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them in Winesburg at 330-359-5421 or in Berlin at 330-674-6970. That's Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service in Winesburg and Berlin.
Denco Marketing and Tricor Industrial, 2 reputable entities, are the proud sponsors of this broadcast. Denco takes pride in distributing garage door parts and producing specialty tools, serving customers at home and abroad. Need superior tools for your project? Head to Tricor Industrial on Bowman Street in Worcester, boasting an impressive lineup of Milwaukee power tools, Wright tools, grade 5, grade 8, and stainless steel fasteners. While visiting, don't overlook their steel blue work boots and wide selection of drill bits, taps, and dies. Denco and Tricor, proud partners of making an impact in your community.
Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale April 21st through 26th at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware. Transform your indoor and outdoor spaces this spring with best look interior and exterior paints. Our experts are here to help you make the selections you need to bring your project to life. Visit us at both Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 21st through 26th for our buy one, get one free paint sale.
Already here for the 5th inning. Here's the grounder on the first base side. It bounces off the end of the mitt of Schultz. Can't field it. And safe at first base is going to be Colin Koblenz as a result.
Kind of looked like he thought he had it in his glove there. Was getting ready to go back and step on first, but went right off the end of the glove.
It certainly did, so runner will be at first base as a result.
Hiland's going to have a leadoff runner on here. I don't believe we've had that since the first inning.
Here's Caden Koblenz. What did you call that? Base hit or an error?
I'm not sure. That's tough.
It is a tough. We'll see E3 on the play. And pitch in the dirt. And Hardy had trouble finding it. And that's going to allow Koblenz to go over to second base. Just like that, runner at second base on a 1-0 count to Caden Koblenz, who flew out to right and also popped out to first base.
And with Colin Koblenz's speed, that's pretty tough.
Here's the pitch. Twanby popped up. First base side, foul territory. Looking for the ball. Harding, and he will not make the grab. And Ridgewood not helping themselves here in this 5th inning. So a 1-1 count to Caden Koblenz.
Yeah, they potentially could have been 2 outs right there.
Melway Paving Company, a well-known asphalt paving contractor for homes in surrounding counties since 1964. 1-1 count to Caden Koblenz. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside, ball 2-1 the count. Colin Koblenz at second, nobody out. Roy will look at second. Another look, and throw to second base is going to be sliding in safely on that throw is Colin Koblenz.
Kept waiting on him to deliver the ball, but what that's doing is keeping Colin off balance. He's not able to get a read. You want to vary your looks out there. You don't want to be one look and then come to the plate home. You want to mix it up. Sometimes you can count in your head to 4 or 5, or you can go right away.
A pitch in the dirt. Good block by Harding. Goes to now a 3-1 count.
Just want to mix up your looks. You don't want to give them the same thing. Let him time you up.
Koblenz leads off at second base now. He mentions mixing things up as he looks at second base. And the pitch. It's going to be a grounder toward third base. And gloved by Kaiser. He'll fire to first base. It'll be there in time for the out. Advancing to the third base on the throw by Kaiser is Colin Koblenz. So 1 out and that ground out the third, and a runner now at third.
Yeah, nice play at third. He even looked the runner back at second, but he had to go to first to get that out, and
just too much
did
speed.
A good job. There's just too much speed on the bases.
Here's Grady Monagold, 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Reminder again, today's player of the game being brought to you in part by Buckeye Deli and the Patio, where great food makes great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli and the Patio in Nashville. Runner at third, there's 1 out.
Did do a good job, though, getting the runner over to third base.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be a fly ball, going to be fouled out of play. Kind of lost track of that one, but it'll be an 0-1 count.
Yeah, kind of lost that one there in the shadows. Wasn't sure where it went. He was way out in front. It's kind of interesting here. There's only 1 out. Ridgewood is playing back. Third base is in a little bit, but it looks like, a ground ball is going to score a runner here.
Here's the 0-1. Down low. Good stop by Harding. Goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-0 Hiland. It's been that way since the first. Hawks trying to add on to that lead in the 5th inning.
And again, I go back to that. I kind of wonder if that shadow is going to mess it up a little bit, trying to pick up the ball coming off the bat.
That's going to be a fly ball toward left field. Lammers is underneath, and he will make the catch, tagging for third, coming toward home as Colin Koblenz. Throw to home plate going to be cut off, and he will score. So that'll be a sac fly and RBI to left after a couple of errors in the 5th, and Hawks take advantage. They have now a 4-0 advantage.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there. He did a good job getting that ball deep enough, and with Colin's speed, doesn't have to be too deep to get him in.
So now 2 outs, nobody aboard. Again, that run has been added for the Hawks, up 4-0. At the plate going to be Danny Hostetler, who's 2 for 2 at the plate with 2 RBIs. Double and a single so far today. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a bouncer toward second base in the right field, and a base hit. Any way to get this guy out?
I don't know. Right now, he's just a hit machine.
Yes, he is.
Everything he hits is in the right spot, and then he comes up and he hit one over the fence the other night.
3 for 3 today.
It's going good. It's going good.
That's right. Here's Caden Candle, who's 0 for 2. A pop out the third and also a fly out to right field. 4-0 Hawks in the top of the 5th. And Croy the pitch. Going to be fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 count now to Caden Candle.
Coach Dagus giving some signs to Danny over there. I know he took second base and advanced to third earlier on a overthrow.
Here's a swing and a miss chased after that time on a low outside pitch for strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Candle. Hostetler gets that lead at first base. Croy the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the curveball. Strike 3, and that'll do it here for the inning. His 5th strikeout thrown, but the Hawks do add on an unearned run in the 5th, and through 4.5, Hiland 4, Ridgewood nothing. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
Millersburg Electric is celebrating 80 years of sales and service to the community. With over 250 appliances on display and thousands more to choose from, they are the area appliance headquarters. Spring home improvement is upon us, so consider replacement of those older, inefficient kitchen appliances and laundry products. Building or remodeling, they offer package discounts and free storage until your project is complete. In addition, get free in-carton drop-off or professional installation of your appliances. Visit Millersburg Electric on State Route 83 South or 24/7 at millersburgelectric.com.
Hey, other guys' insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Viker Sand and Gravel Incorporated has been serving the central Ohio areas of Wayne and Holmes counties since 1935. They're a name and business you can trust. Their products and services include ready-mix concrete, excavating, limestone, sand and gravel, and hauling services. They are locally owned and operated, insured and bonded, and most importantly, ready to serve you. For more information, call 330-674-0038.
Andre Yoder, the junior right-hander. Andre Yoder is on the mound, getting his warm-up tosses. He's thrown just the 2 innings so far this season, allowing 1 run, not earned, 1 hit, striking out a batter, walking 2. And he'll take over for Keenan Candle, who went 4 innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit, struck out 5, walked 1 on 54 pitches. And again, Candle doing what he's been doing all spring long.
Yeah, he takes the ball, and you're going to see the same thing out of him. He's got a good fastball. He's going to hit his spots, and he's going to change speeds with that really good curveball that he has, and he did the job again today. And now you got Andre on the mound. Andre Yoder, the last time he pitched was in that 9-inning game against Garraway.
Right.
Getting him a little work here, and he came in and threw really well in that one. Let's see if he can do the same thing here.
He'll face Cohen Parsons to start things off. Here's the Y in the pitch. That's going to be a fastball high for a ball. Parsons struck out looking in this first at bat. He's followed by Brody Harding and then Wyatt Marlatt, the 7, 8, and 9 batters for Ridgewood. 4-0 Hiland, bottom of the 5th inning. Now the 1-0. That'll be down low, ball 2, 2-0 count. Again, the Warehouse Steak and Sign proud to sponsor tonight's player of the game for the WTNS listeners. And that player receives a gift certificate for a famous Warehouse cheeseburger and an order of their legendary underrings. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball, courtesy of the Warehouse Steak and Stein.
Yep, that's one thing here. Andre's going to have to come in, settle down, find that strike zone.
3-0 count to Parsons.
4-run lead, you want to come into the game and throw strikes.
Here's the pitch. That's a called strike on the inside corner. 3 balls and a strike now to Parsons, as we'll catch that strike there now here in the sit-bat. Yoder now the wind in the pitch. Down low, that'll walk him though. Ball 4, so Harding will reach base for the first time today as Andre Yoder walks the first batter he faces. Here's Brody Harding, who singled in the 2nd inning.
And that might be Ridgewood's first leadoff runner since the 1st inning.
It certainly is. Harding represents the only hit so far today for Ridgewood. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. That's a called strike. 0-1 count to Harding. That time Yoder will get ahead in the count.
Decent lead over there at first base.
Here's the pitch. Going to be bit inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Join Mount Hope Hardware for Customer Appreciation Days all this week. Now through April 26th, take advantage of the buy one, get one free paint sale all week long through the first base, and Parsons back there safely, along with big savings on appliances and much more. That's Keim Mount Hope Hardware. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harding. And the pitch. Way outside, that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
That's one of those things with Andre. You got to make sure he stays nice and smooth in his delivery and comes right to the plate. Like I said, you got a 4-run lead here. You want to make sure you're throwing strikes, let your defense work.
Here's the pitch. That'll be a bit low. Ball 3 as Yoder still kind of settling in here, taking over in the fifth. 3-1 count to Brody Harding.
And then you don't want to have base runners on when you get to the top of that order.
Yoder now the pitch. That's a cold strike on the inside corner. Thought it was ball four, but they said not so fast. Now a full count to Harding.
You know, normally with a full count, you might go ahead and start that runner, but you're probably not going to do it here when you need 4 runs. If you're Ridgewood, you're probably going to play it safe and see if you can get a hit.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, so Andre Yoder, he battles back after a 3-1 count, gets the strikeout on Harding. There's now 1 away. And at the plate going to be Wyatt Marlatt, the freshman. Again, bats from the left side. He flew out the center in his first at bat. Yoder now the pitch. That's a fastball high for a ball. 1-0 count now to Marlatt.
And sometimes that can be a tough situation. You know, you've been sitting on the bench the whole game, and you got to come in and throw strikes. Sometimes it takes a little time to find the groove.
Absolutely. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. And 2-0 count. Still finding it. 2-0 count to Marlatt so far.
And now he's in the same situation where he's going to have to battle back, but I imagine Marlatt's going to take until he throws a strike.
Top of the order on deck here for Ridgewood, down 4-0 in the fifth.
And they've really only had one scoring opportunity, and that was way back in the first inning.
A tie for ball through to the first base, and quick tag applied, but not in time as Parsons does get back there in the dive just in time. But a good throw again by Danny Hostother. Marlatt stands back in. 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. And that is outside for ball 3, so go walk on 4 pitches does Marlatt. And a couple walks here in the fifth makes it 2 runners aboard, 1 down for the top of the order. Jace McQueen at the plate.
Ridgewood's got something going here. See if they can take advantage of a couple walks.
McQueen got on by an error in the first. He grounded out the second in the third inning. Marlatt at first, Parsons at second, 1 away. And if you're the Generals, you really have to try and take advantage of this here. Down 4-0 in the fifth. Obviously, Andre Yoder trying to work his way out of it with 1 away.
Yeah, you can get a ground ball. There's no guarantee you're going to be able to turn 2. Jace McQueen's got a lot of speed.
Fastball high.
But right now, you just got to worry about throwing strikes.
No doubt. 1-0 count to Jace McQueen.
Flirting with a little bit of trouble here. It's really, like we said, the first threat Ridgewood's had since the first inning. And it is still a 4-0 game.
Here is the 1-0. That's way high in ball 2. 2-0 count, as you mentioned back in the first, where Ridgewood had runners at second and third, 1 out, didn't score. And kind of cruised through the second, third, and fourth innings. Now here in the fifth, with Yoder on the mound and a 2-0 count to Jace McQueen. And the pitch. That'll pound the inside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count.
Finally able to get one back in the strike zone there. We'll see if Hiland starts to have anybody warm up. Andre's going to have to battle here. Good hitter at the plate with good speed.
Time was called by McQueen.
Got to execute your pitches. The defense is going to have to be ready to make a play.
Marlatt at first. Parsons at second.
Keith Hirschberger is warming up over here in the dugout, or in the bullpen, I should say. Not the dugout.
Here's the 2-1. In the dirt for a ball makes it a 3-1 count to McQueen.
Now, you know, when you get runners on base, you kind of say you're a bloop and a blast, and Ridgewood's right back into the game. Not that they're out of it right now. They're still within striking distance, and the way Connor Croy's been pitching, you don't want to give him any runs. Don't want to give him any breathing room.
3-1 count right now. McQueen stands back in. Time is called. Big at bat right here. McQueen stands back into the batter's box.
And I'm sure he's looking for a fastball right down the middle.
The pitch going to be outside, ball 4, so that will walk him. So bases are loaded, 3 walks in the inning. Still no hits for Ridgewood, but now 3 walks have made it a bases-loaded situation with 1 out. And that'll send Jackson Cavett to the plate. A little quick discussion here at the mound. We'll take a timeout back after this on WKLM.
Firestone Farm tires are the most preferred tires in America. Not only are they proven to be among the most productive farm tires you can buy, they're backed and serviced by the best trained and equipped farm tire dealer, the certified Firestone Farm Tire Dealer. So whether you need top quality Firestone farm tires or fast, dependable tire service, count on us to keep you rolling.
Get your Firestone tires at Millersburg Tire Service, State Route 39, Millersburg. Bases are loaded with one out. Jackson Cabot is at the plate. And Generals, after this quick discussion at the mound here, see if they can take advantage. And Andre Yoder remains on the mound. Cabot is 0 for 1 with a walk and also a ground out to short. Here's the pitch. Fastball high for a ball. We were talking about with the infield. Looks like the corners are up right now, and middle infield is playing at double play depth.
And like we said, right now, biggest thing is throwing a strike.
1-0 count. Now the pitch. That's inside. Going to be ball 2. 2-0 count to Cabot. I guess at this point, if you're Ridgewood, you're probably
take until he throws a strike, or maybe even throws 2.
Ridgewood looking to get some across the plate, down 4-0 right now. And the 2-0. That is a cold strike on the outside corner. 2-1 count to Cabot.
And I know, like I said, Andre has not pitched since the Garraway game, so I know you throw a bullpen, but it's not the same as being in a game.
Here's the pitch. Swing and miss. Gets off the middle of the catcher, Danny Hostother, but runner does not take off. And that may have been an opportunity there, but after he wasn't able to squeeze it, but a 2-2 count, everybody will stay at the respective bases.
Yeah, you can see the runner at third base had already started to go back towards the bag. He was not expecting that wild pitch. And, you know, normally you're reading a pitch in the dirt. That pitch was high and outside. Went off the end of Danny Hostetler's glove, and he wasn't able to take advantage.
So everybody stays at bay. 2-2 count to Cabot.
Big out right here. Big pitch.
And the pitch. That's in the dirt. Inside, ball 3. Actually, they think it hit him. I was getting ready to say nice scoop by Hostetler, and I think he was surprised by the call, but they'll say it must have grazed Cabot. Hard for tell from our vantage point, but that'll allow a run to score.
It's the only thing that I can think.
So Parsons will score. Marlatt to third. To second base is McQueen. 4-1 ball game. And Caleb Schultz will be at the plate.
And by Danny's reaction, he did not expect there to be a hit by pitch.
No. Here is the pitch. That's a fastball the inside corner. A cold strike. Good pitch that time by Yoder. 0-1 count. Schultz a sack bunt in the first. He struck out looking in the third.
Defense is still in the same position. Corners in.
Fastball in the outside corner. That's a cold strike.
Now it changes the whole complexion of the at-bat. When you throw your first and second pitch for strikes, puts a lot more pressure on the hitter, but you can tell he's choked up here. He's thinking one thing, just put the ball in play.
The 0-2. So it'll be a fly ball. Towards second, it'll be a pop-up. It'll be an infield fly roll into effect. So batter automatically out, and there's now 2 outs. So big out in theory for Hiland that time.
Yeah, Andre did a good job getting ahead in the count there, and wasn't able to get that ball deep enough to score a run. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter.
Looks like indeed. So Wright ball will be pinch hit for Carter Kelly. Carter Kelly, a senior, get his first at bat of the contest in this 4 slot.
That's one of those things there. You kind of wondered a little bit, would Coach Davis go out and get Andre, or would he give him a chance to get out of this jam? And Andre did a good job there, and now you're 1 out away from giving Ridgewood more hope in this game. But like we said, it's still a 4-1 game.
Still battling out there, as I mentioned Yoder, but I mentioned 4-1 ball game.
Base hit here makes it 4-3.
Another big at bat. Here's Carter Kelly. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Andre Yoder facing Carter Kelly. And the pitch. In the dirt, nice stop by Hostler. Ball 1, 1-0 count to Carter Kelly. And for Kelly on the season, batting .211, has 5 runs batted in. So key, though, when you have that runner at third base, you need your catcher to be able to block those balls, and Hostetler doing just that.
And for the most part, Danny's done a really good job.
That pitch on the outside corner, nice
throw that time by Yoder. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kelly.
And you can see he's giving that outside corner, but maybe you set up middle out. I know Andre's been having trouble finding it here a little bit.
And that's going to be a dart on the inside corner that time. Strike 2 and a fastball, 1-2 the count.
And all of a sudden here, it looks like he might have found his rhythm. And
certainly has. Kelly stands back in there. Here is the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
And we've seen that called several times tonight. He's given a couple inches off that outside corner. 2 strikes. You got to try to put that ball in play.
And that'll do it for the inning as a result. Bases loaded, the strikeout. Ridgewood does score a run, though. And through 5, it's Hiland 4, Ridgewood 1. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
When you're thinking of an old-fashioned smokehouse flavor, think Sugar Valley Meats. They cure their own ham and bacon, and the old-fashioned smokehouse uses hickory, apple, and sassafras. Processing, curing, and custom butchering are available. Cut to your specifications. Stop in and see all the products that they offer. That's Sugar Valley Meats on Dutch Valley Drive in Sugar Creek. Turn left at the light, and Sugar Valley Meats is 1/4 mile on the right. Call today, 330-852-4423.
Critchfield Law Firm has always been dedicated to providing the highest quality legal services to their clients throughout Holmes County and surrounding areas. Critchfield Law Firm also understands the dedication of our youth. From the classroom to the music room to athletics, Holmes County's best is represented in every academic area. Critchfield Law Firm in Millersburg, wishing all who participate the best in their endeavors.
At Mack Oilfield Service, they offer specialized trucking, water hauling, dirt work, and general oil field service in New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio. They have the equipment and manpower to tackle any task handed to them. The future lies in the hands of our youth, and Mack Oilfield Service is proud to support them. Call Mack Oilfield Service for all your oil field needs at 330-674-7371. That's 330-674-7371.
Top of the 6th inning, 4-1 lead for Hiland. New pitcher on the mound for Ridgewood going to be Cohen Parsons. The senior will take over for Connor Croy. Croy ends up going the 5 innings. Here's the pitch. Swampy fouled straight back. It's now an 0-1 count.
You know, after that first inning, Croy did a really good job. Made some adjustments and kept Hiland, or actually did a good job keeping his team in striking distance.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball going to be in there for a strike, makes it an 0-2 count to Logan Yoder, who was 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Croy allowed the 4 runs, 3 earned. And here is the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be a grounder towards short, goes into left field. Going to be a base hit right past the diving glove of shortstop Jace McQueen, but a leadoff single for Yoder, his 2nd hit today.
He did a good job. That pitch looked like it got in on him a little bit, but he was able to get enough of the barrel to it, and he's strong enough to get that ball through the infield.
So that's the 8th hit today for Hiland. He had the 7 hits off Croy, and Croy struck out 5, walking 2 on 81 pitches. Again, Parsons out there right now, working from the stretch. And at the plate now, that is going to be Luke Hirschberger. He's a senior, bats from the left side.
First baseman did a good job keeping that ball from going down the line.
Hirschberger on the pitch by Parsons, outside, ball 1 on the fastball. Hirschberger batting .381 with 4 runs batted in. Yoder leads off for first base. Parsons the pitch. Give him the inside for a ball and make it a 2-0 count now. And today's player of the game being presented by Buckeye Deli in the Patio, where great food makes great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli in the Patio, the pitch. So on to be a fly ball toward left field, going after it, and able to make the running grab. Grant Laumer swinging halfway towards second, now back to first. That'll be Logan Yoder, and there's 1 out.
That ball kept tailing away out there in left field, going towards the line. He stuck with it and made a nice catch. Kept the runner at first base.
Isaiah Wagler is at the plate. He's walked both his times coming to the plate today. You talk about this Hiland team, and that's one thing about it. You put a guy that pinch hits or gets into the lineup after sitting. There's a lot of guys in that dugout that are pretty darn good that maybe won't be starting, but would be starting for a lot of other teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that dugout that are more than capable and good players. And
that pitch going to be a cold strike on the inside corner, 0-1 count to Wagler.
That's one of those things. When you have depth at almost every position, it's a real luxury to have.
Parsons now the pitch. Fastball right down the pipe for strike 2, 0-2 count to Wagler. A 4-1 Hiland lead. We're at the top of the 6th inning. Go to first base and diving back in there safely, Logan Yoder. Remember, if you get into a collision, make your first call to Finish Line Auto Body, where they have experts in collision repair, and they'll even help with up to $500 of your insurance deductible. Give Brooks a call, 674-1483. The pitch. It's going to be a line shot toward the first base side dugout.
Good thing there's a mesh.
Absolutely.
Chain link fence there. That ball was smoked right into that fence in front of the dugout.
Hit hard. 0-2 counter remains to Wagler.
So 0-2 here. I wonder if we're going to see Logan Yoder at first base. He's got good speed. See if he takes off, tries to take a base, thinking they're going to throw a ball in the dirt or pitch up high.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, be a chopper down the third base side. That'll be a foul ball. Wasn't taken off there just as yet. Count stays at 0-2. Wagler fighting up there with that 0-2 count.
That's one of the things, Connor Croy walked one guy on the season, and he walks Wagler twice in the same game.
Yeah, go figure.
Yep.
Double that up.
And he's going to have to battle here to put a ball in play down in the count.
So going to be a high chopper down the third base side. Almost took out his head coach. It stays at 0-2.
Yep, had to duck. Get out of the way.
New balls, 2 strikes to Wagler.
And this is the case here again. Just throw a pitch outside he can't get the bat to. I wouldn't give him anything over the plate. He's fouled quite a few off.
The pitch. Check swing. Did he get a piece of it?
Looked like he was able to foul that off. It got in on his hands.
Yeah. So it stays at 0-2 to Wagler. One down in the inning. Parsons the pitch. It's going to be a high flying ball, deep left field. Going back is Lommers near the fence. It's going to be over the fence for a home run. That's a 2-run homer. Isaiah Wagler. Well, the 2 walks, and he comes back, and he jacks it on a 2-run shot. And Hiland, just like that, will take a 6-1 lead.
Well, we say Hiland's got some power. That was not expected out of your 8-hitter.
No.
Actually, that's your 9-hitter.
Yeah, exactly.
But he put a charge into that ball.
Well, Wagler, of course, getting an opportunity to start today. And I came in just with the 3 at-bats on the season varsity-wise, but he comes through with his first home run of the season. And mentioned an 0-2 count, and
you just can't throw it down the middle.
Yeah.
No, not even on the 9-hitter against Hiland.
Probably two good pitches with 0-2, and finally he took advantage. So bases are clear on the 2-run shot by Wagler over the left field fence. Here's the top of the order, Mike Miller. And it doesn't get any easier there. That pitch is going to be a high pitch, check swing. He went too far, though. Strike 1.
Yeah, when he first hit that ball, I didn't know if it had a chance to get out of here. And the outfielder, he kept running. He hit the fence pretty hard. He thought he had a beat on it.
He went after it. Here's the 0-1. Just a bit outside for a ball. 1 strike now to Miller. 6-1 Hiland now on the top of the 6th. Parsons down the pitch. It's going to be a line shot down the right field line. It'll be a base hit. They'll go for extra bases as Miller rounds first base.
Might be a triple, although he did stumble there at first. He's going to put on the brakes.
Maybe just enough to slow him up, but that will be his second double of the game. And runner at second now with 1 out. Colin Koblenz will be at the plate.
We got time called.
Time is called here at the mound. We'll take a quick timeout. Back to you after this on WKLM. When you're thinking of the right accessories to add to your home, think Copper Creek Hardware products and MRV Siding Supply. With Copper Creek Hardware, you won't find better quality at twice the price. In fact, you'll get great value for builder-grade door hardware. Plus, all Copper Creek Hardware is backed with a lifetime mechanical warranty and a 5-year warranty on all finishes. That's MRV Siding Supply in Millersburg, Newark, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Visit them on the web at mrvsiding.com.
Get your siding supplies from the siding guys. MRV Siding Supply.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's insurance agent. Hobron's Insurance Service, 170 South Clay Street in Millersburg. Call 1-800-340-3767.
MEB Systems, a name that has been around since 1977. It is the area's flat roof specialist. Their mission statement is, serve our team, customers, and community by offering exceptional and innovative flat roofing services, all for the glory of God. MEB Systems has the experience to handle anything from scheduled maintenance to roofing multi-acre facilities protecting valuable equipment and merchandise. Call MEB Systems, your flat roof specialist, at 330-852-4333 or visit them online at MEBsystems.com. MEB Systems wishes all local athletes the best success this year.
Change made for Ridgewood will be Grant Lammers on the mound, getting his formal tosses in. He'll take over for Cohen Parsons in the sixth inning. So right now, after the two-run homer by Wagner, then the double by Mike Miller, I mentioned his second double of the ball game. Started to look at that. He now has 4 doubles on the season, does Miller. He's at second with 1 out, and Colin Koblenz will be coming to the plate. Again, he'll face Grant Lammers on the mound. And for Lammers getting the warm-up tosses, 4 1/3 innings pitch. Now 9 runs, 5 earned, 8 hits, striking out 2, walking 2 batters. You mentioned Parsons, who was just on the mound, had thrown 9 1/3 innings pitched in the season, had been an 0-1 record, had allowed 15 runs, 12 earned before that appearance. That pitch going to be on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 count now to Colin Koblenz.
And I will say this, the umpire has been consistent with his zone. He has given him off the corners a little bit.
As a pitcher and hitter, you both had to adjust to that during the course of the game. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball, 1-1 count.
We got some objects flying in from the center field fence.
Hot air balloon out there?
I'm not sure. It looks like it might be a paraglider.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Here's the pitch. So while you popped up over the backstop out of play, that's when you know the weather's nice, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they could give us the aerial view.
That's right. We'll give them a camera next time they do that. 1-2 count to Colin Koblenz. I'm sure Natalie Holbrook would go up in one of those paragliders.
Why not?
The camera. Absolutely. Pitch swung on, be fouled away, and the count will stay at 1-2.
Need to make sure they don't get too close. Put a hole in one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be a warning there with Colin Koblenz at the plate, that's for sure.
Yep. Michael Miller has a pretty big lead out there at second base.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, be popped up toward shallow left field. Looking forward is Jace McQueen, the shortstop. He'll make the catch, and that is the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Colin was out on his front foot there. Kind of reached for that one a little bit. But like we said, he throws right over the top, gives them a different look.
And Caden Koblenz at the plate now. He is 0 for 3. He's reached base one time on an error. Also a fly out the right and a pop out the first. 6-1 Hiland, top of the sixth inning. Here's the pitch. So I'll be a little squibbler down the end of his bat down the first base line and be scooped up by Schultz. He'll step on the first base bag, 2 in the inning. But a 2-run homer by Isaiah Wagner. And now through 5.5, it is a 6-1 lead for Hiland. This is IVC Baseball on WKLM.
Spring into grilling all this week at Rody's IGA. Hi, this is Scott Rody. We have Gerber's thighs or chicken drumsticks, $1.69 a pound. USDA inspected pork shoulder steak, $2.39 a pound. USDA choice boneless bottom round roast, $4.98 a pound. Plus, take advantage of our produce sale where you can mix or match super sweet cantaloupe, 3-pound bag of seedless Cara red navel oranges, and 16-ounce package of red ripe strawberries, 4 for $10. Plus, 3-count large slicing tomatoes, 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, and 3-pound bag of medium yellow onions, 4 for $10. At Rody's IG Marketplace in Millersburg.
At Pomerene Hospital, you're not just a number, you're their neighbor. From family care and women's health to more than 1,400 surgeries they perform each year. Pomerene brings reliable local health care to patients across Holmes, Tuscarawas, and Ashland counties. Whether it's a routine checkup or help manage any chronic condition, there's a Pomerene provider nearby. Visit PomereneHospital.org to get in, get seen, and get the care you deserve. Pomerene Hospital, caring for our community's health.
Are you ready to accelerate towards your dreams with a new car, ATV, boat, or some extra cash for personal needs? This is Zach Deidinger, a banking center manager at the Commercial and Savings Bank, here to help you fund your next adventure. Our team of experts is committed to finding the right solution for you with competitive rates, flexible terms, and personalized service. Visit csb1.com to apply online or give us a call at 800-654-9015 to speak with a loan specialist and discover the CSB advantage. The Commercial and Savings Bank. Relationships you can bank on. Member FDIC.
Bottom half of the sixth inning. It's a 6-1 advantage for Hiland. At the plate for Ridgewood is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 batters. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner. Going to be a cold strike to Grant Lammers. Lammers 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking, also ground out. An update on the JV game, and Hiland has the pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-1 count. Hiland has a 17-1 lead over Ridgewood in 5 innings in that one. So all Hiland in the junior varsity contest. So thanks for John Schrock for letting me know about that. And here's the one and the 1-1. So it'll be a chopper toward first base. It'll be a bouncer in the right field for a base hit. Took a wicked hop over at first base as that bounces in the right. Of course, Luke Hirschberger playing over there, and yeah, just kind of took that weird hop over his glove.
Yeah, he got right in front of the ball. He was ready to field it, and it just must have hit the lip of the grass there. And, you know, as we talked about that, not much of a lip here, but apparently that one got it enough to get over his head.
Lammers with the single. Here's Connor Croy at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to second.
Not a lot he could do with that.
Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1 count. I mentioned Chris Dagus, the state titles assistant under Tom Gibson. Tom Gibson, he was checking in. He's tuning in here tonight. Always good to hear from Tom, and outstanding coach also for this Hiland team, of course, where Chris was able to take over for him and before being an assistant that threw to first base. And Lammers dives back safely. 0-1 count now to Connor Croy.
Not much of a lead at first base, being down by 5 runs.
Here is the pitch. So it'll be lifted of the air down the first base side, foul and out of play. And now 0-2 to Croy. 6-1 Hiland, bottom of the 6th inning. Ridgewood's going to turn around. They're going to play at Barnesville tomorrow, a game that was added onto their schedule. Go to first base, and sliding back safely going to be Grant Lammers. And they'll play at Buckeye Trail Friday. Home game against West Muskingum this Saturday for them.
A lot of games and not very many days.
No doubt. A lot of teams getting a lot of games in now with the weather. That pitch going to be just a bit low for a ball. 1-2 the count. Again, today's player of the game being presented by Buckeye Deli in the patio, where great food makes great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli in the patio in Nashville. Here's the 1-2. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Croy.
Middle of the infield's playing double play depth. Actually, they all are.
Yoder. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Chased after it, strike 3, and there's now 1 out in the inning. 3rd strikeout thrown by Andre Yoder. And now to the plate will be Cohen Parsons. Parsons 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored.
You know, Andre, when he first came into the game, struggled to throw strikes, and he's done a better job since then.
Here's the pitch. High inside, and Parsons holds the swing, ball 1, 1-0 count.
And Andre's about 6'4", 6'5", and sometimes takes those guys a little bit longer to find their mechanics. A lot more moving parts.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. That's part of the benefit of getting some more games in now. You can get some of guys like Andre and some of the on both sides here, get some of those other guys out there to get, because it is hard when you're out of a routine a little bit on the mound.
Yes, it is, and you get quite a few games coming up here, and it'll test your depth and your pitching staff, but it's good experience.
The pitch will be a bouncer toward third, charged after. He'll be gloved, thrown to first base, going to be in time for the out. On that play by Grady Monagle, that's the second out of the inning. That does advance Lammers to second base. 2 down for Brody Harding on the 5-3 putout. Harding 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout.
Gives coaches a chance to get looks at other guys as well and gets them experience.
McRoy, John Monagold. Again, we're video live streaming this contest on the WKLM YouTube page, courtesy of Claxon Communications. Yoder from the stretch.
And hopefully this weather's a sign of things to come.
I hope so.
Stays warm.
High fastball, wild pitch going to allow Lammers to advance over to third base. 1-0 count to Harding. We're also on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com, and of course also on FM 99.3 and mywtnsradio.com. 1-0 count to Harding, runner at third, 2 outs. And the pitch by Yoder. Down low for a ball, makes it a 2-0 count.
Now you see him zone up here. Calm it down a little bit.
That's on the inside corner for a strike. Now a 2-1 count to Harding.
Imagine 2-1 count here. You're looking for a fastball. He's got a little bit of a closed stance, so he might punch that ball to right field.
He'll catch the inside corner again. Strike 2. Back-to-back strikes. 2-2 count to Harding.
Been several times Hiland's been able to strand that runner at third base. Ridgewood hasn't been able to get him in.
Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Good stop again by Hosteller. Ball 3. Full count now to Harding. Looking at the other night, I think it was the Guardians game, and they were talking about how a lot of the major league catchers, they'll get down on one knee.
Yes.
That's kind of the new trend, I guess.
Yes, it is, and they said they were doing studies on it, and it's pretty effective.
Here's the payoff pitch. That's just a bit high, ball 4, and that will walk Harding, so he'll take his base. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs. That'll send the freshman Wyatt Marlatt to the plate.
Might have been a little too close for me to take.
Yeah, the third walk thrown in all by Yoder. Marlatt has thrown out the center. He's walked 1 time. The pitch. Way inside, that's going to be ball 1. 6-1. Hiland with the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
See, Ridgewood's trying to get that 2-out RBI.
Just a bit low for a ball and a 2-0 count. And Ridgewood has not really been able to get that key hit with runners in scoring position.
That's one thing we saw the other night. I think Hiland had 4 or 5 hits with 2 outs.
Right. Now the pitch. That'll be on the inside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count to Marlatt. Harding at first, and Lammers at third base, 2 outs for Ridgewood. And the pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. Makes it ball 3, 3-1 count to Marlatt.
And how big is that home run by Wagler now? Because he reaches base. He got the top of the order up.
Had him leaning to throw the first base, and he'll slide in safely. But a close play on that pickoff throw by Yoder. Harding did get back. Here's the 3-1. Going to be inside, ball 4. That'll walk Marlatt. So back-to-back walks. 4th of the game thrown by Yoder. Bases are loaded, and that may do it for Yoder. A little meeting at the mound. We'll take a timeout. Top of the order coming to the plate for Hiland. 6-1. Hiland lead. Ridgewood at the plate. Back after this on WKLM. 3, go with 3.
This is Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. I have partnered with Buckeye Insurance Group to provide our customers with insurance coverage at competitive rates, backed by outstanding service. If you would like a no-obligation review of your farm, home, or auto insurance, see me, Jeff Allison at Burgett Insurance. Buckeye Insurance Group and Burgett Insurance, working together to protect you.
Attention Knights Nation, this is Noah Clark with Clark Fowler Electric. As a proud sponsor of West Home Sports from T-ball all the way through high school, Clark Fowler Electric Motors and Supplies is on top of the game. With almost 3 decades as the area's leading provider in parts, repairs, and service, Clark Fowler is a team that you can count on. If you've had a breakdown, we'll get you back up and running and get you back into the game. Visit ClarkFowlerElectric.com for more details and information and all your electric motor needs. Go Knights!
Looking for a path to real-world business skills for your child? Discover Buckeye Career Center's Buckeye Business Academy at East Holmes during our open house on Tuesday, April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Learn practical skills like accounting, personal finance, computer training, and more. Meet the instructor, tour the classroom, and apply for next school year. Join us at the Buckeye Business Academy inside the Holmes Center for the Arts at 5200 State Route 39 on April 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
New pitcher on the mound going to be Keith Hirschberger. He is a senior and taking over for junior Andre Yoder on the mound. And again, he'll face the top of the order, Jace McQueen at the plate for Ridgewood. Right now, bases are loaded, 2 outs in the inning. Of course, the 6-1 Hiland lead, but if you're Hiland, you like to get this out here because if McQueen maybe finds that gap or something like that, then all of a sudden you get a couple runs across the board and makes it a little more interesting here. So a big at-bat here with Hirschberger on the mound facing Jace McQueen. Here's the wind and the pitch. Curveball, that's a nice one in there for a strike.
And that is one thing with Keith. And in the past, he's always been able to come in and throw strikes right away.
He does right there. Here's the wind of the 0-1. Just a bit outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. McQueen has gone on 1 time on an error, 1 time on a walk, and he's rounded out to second base. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Now the pitch. That's down the outside corner for a strike. 1-2, the count to McQueen.
And now I would expect to see a pitch that's out of the zone here. Probably go back to that curveball.
Hirschberger, now the pitch. He, with the breaking ball off the plate, he chased after it, strike 3. Just as you said, off the plate, and he'll get the strikeout.
Yep, got him to chase. That's a big out because, he gets a base hit there. They're right back in the game.
So Ridgewood threatens but does not score in the 6th, and through 6 innings, the 6-1 lead for Hiland. This is IVC Baseball, WKLM.
At Wayne Door, we are your trusted partner in helping you build your dream home with quality technicians who pay attention to every detail so you won't have to pay costly future repairs. At Wayne Door, we only install high-quality products to protect your family for generations to come. We have your whole house covered with garage doors, windows, and more. So choose the team at Wayne Door. People you can trust since 1973. Visit WayneDoor.com for a free quote today.
Call Berlin Heating and Cooling, your Rheem Pro partner, and you're calling the very best. Berlin Heating and Cooling services and installs Rheem and all types of furnaces and air conditioning equipment. Berlin Heating and Cooling, they're your local team you can trust. Call them today at 330-893-3057. That's 330-893-3057.
The secret's out. Thread and Ink in Holmesville is open to take care of your custom apparel, embroidery, and screen printing needs. They offer a storefront with apparel for West Holmes, Hiland, and surrounding schools. Whether it's school spirit wear, professional business attire, accessories, or unique custom designs, they deliver excellence in every product. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 5. Thread and Ink is located at 8210 County Road 245 in Holmesville. Or call Justine at 330-279-9222. That's Thread and Ink, custom embroidery and screen printing in Holmesville.
Top half of the 7th inning, a 6-1 lead in favor of Hiland. Looking for other insurance runs they can get facing Grant Lammers. Generals trying to keep things at bay. Here's the pitch. Swung on, be popped up high in the air on the fly ball by Grady Monagold. Shallow center field going after it and able to make the catch and holding on to it out and left. Almost a collision out there, but they'll hold on to it. And the catch is made for the first out of the inning. I believe that's Jackson Cabot now playing out there and left. You move things guys around a little bit out there. Him and Wyatt Marlatt both going after that ball. So a fly out to left by Monagold. Monagold, of course, has the RBI double and a run scored today. Here's the pitch to Hostether. It's high for a ball. Danny Hostether, 3 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs today.
Kind of been the story of his season. He just keeps producing.
Keeps doing it. Inside for a ball. When you come in batting 500 and you raise your batting average, that's a pretty good day.
That's hard to do.
2-0 count. Here's the wind of the pitch. It's going to be a line shot down the first base side. It's a foul ball. 2-1 count now to Danny Hostetler. Hawks looking to remain unbeaten, 10-0 on the season, 6-0 in the IVC South Division. Here's the pitch. Swami popped up. Jam job into shallow right field in the foul territory. And making the catch, Parsons called off Schultz, and good job by him to make that grab. That'll be the second out. 2 quick outs in the 7th for Hiland. Caden Candle will be at the plate. And today's player of the game being presented by Buckeye Deli in the Patio, where great food meets great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli in the Patio in Nashville. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on the...
Kind of in the same spot.
Another foul ball on the first base side. Going to be just out of reach of first baseman Caleb Schultz. Near that foul ball fence there in shallow right. So, new life here at the plate for Keith Hirschberger.
That one was a little bit closer to the fence, and he let up a little bit.
Keith Hirschberger, his first at bat of the contest with 2 outs, nobody aboard. Lommers now the 0-1. So it'll be a line toward left center field. That is going to be a base hit. Bounces in front of Marlatt, and a 2-out single for Keith Hirschberger. So did the job on the mound and comes through and gets a single, and now at the plate going to be Logan Yoder. Yoder has gotten hits in each of his last 2 at-bats. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Lommers, now the pitch. So it's going to be a fly ball, fairly deep right field. Going after the ball, it's going to be just out of the reach of Croy. Around third base, coming toward home, is going to be Hirschberger. He will score. And over to the third base behind him with the 2 RBI triple by Logan Yoder, his 3rd hit of the day. And Hiland has now taken a 7-1 lead.
Ball just kept carrying and almost would have got to the warning track if there was one.
Yeah. Good power to the opposite part of the field that time, Logan Yoder. And here is the pitch. That'll drop on the inside corner for a strike. And going to be now an 0-1 count to Luke Hirschberger at the plate. Threw out the left in his last at-bat. The pitch. High, away, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, runner at third, a single, and also an RBI triple. One thing you never out of the inning here, even with 2 outs against this Hiland offense.
Yep, still have to execute your pitches.
The pitch. It's going to be a little bouncer toward up the middle. Going to be in the center field, a base hit right past the diving Jace McQueen in the center. RBI single for Luke Hirschberger, knocks in Logan Yoder, and just like that, 3 straight hits, 2 runs aboard in the 7th. And it'll add on to that lead here, 8-1 Hiland.
Ball took a really high hop.
And at the plate, the guy who hit the 2-run homer the last inning, Isaiah Wagner, has reached base 3 times today. 2 walks and a 2-run homer. The pitch. Swami, a grounder in the hole toward third, will be scooped up by Kaiser. Throws the first in time for the out.
Good strong throw.
Very good play by Kaiser at third, but 2 more runs score for Hiland in the 7th inning. And through 6.5, Hiland has an 8-1 lead. This is IVC Baseball and WKLM.
Looking to upgrade the exterior of your home? Siding is indeed the best bang for your dollar. Hi, I'm Nevin Mast with Home Siding Contractors. We have the best siding on the market today, and the low maintenance aspect of our siding is what our customers enjoy the most. Provia Siding fits that bill exactly. No frequent painting or staining with wood siding. No routine sealing like stucco. Provia Siding lasts. Check out all we have to offer at our new and improved showroom east of Millersburg, and let our experienced sales team show you how affordable our products can be.
Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service continues to offer the convenience of two great locations on US 62 in Winesburg and on County Road 201 in Berlin. The Winesburg shop will take care of heavy-duty truck and fleet customers from 7 a.m. to midnight, while the Berlin facility will repair auto and light trucks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them in Winesburg at 330-359-5421 or in Berlin at 330-674-6970. That's Beachy's Auto, Diesel, and Tire Service in Winesburg and Berlin.
Premier Pharmacy has more ways to serve you. I'm Joel Gauss from Premier Pharmacy, and I'm happy to announce that our newest location in Sugar Creek is open and accepting new patients. Our location in downtown Sugar Creek accepts most major insurances and offers the same great service you've come to expect in our Berlin and Millersburg locations, including delivery and vaccination services. Give us a call today at 330-852-5146 and start experiencing the Premier Pharmacy difference. Premier Pharmacy is your local hometown independent pharmacy.
All ready for the bottom of the seventh inning. Do or die time for the Generals. 8-1 Hiland. First pitch in there for a strike in the throw by Keith Hirschberger, facing the 2, 3, and 4 batters. Jackson Cabot is at the plate. Curveball's going to be a bouncer up the middle. Going to be gloved at the mound by Hirschberger. Good play by him. Underhand throw to first is in time to retire Cabot. And just like that, there's one out.
Yeah, Keith came in the game there, and he put out the fire last inning. Going right back to work here.
Did that with bases loaded and gets the first out of the seventh inning. Here's Caleb Schultz, 0 for 2 with the sack bunt today. Here's the Y in the pitch. Nice curveball, swing and a miss, strike one. The Killblock Savings Bank proudly supporting the local youth, and they hope that you all knock it out of the park, celebrating 125 years of serving the community. Here's the 0-1. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike down to Caleb Schultz. 8-1 Highland, 1 out. Nobody aboard. Bottom of the seventh inning from Ridgewood. Now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, that hit him. So
that curveball got away.
It did.
Started at his hip and never broke.
So Schultz will take his base on the hit batsman. Runner on, 1 out. And Logan Reidenball. Actually, be Mason Kaiser hitting now. Mason Kaiser will now hit in this spot. Here in the seventh inning, his first at bat of the contest. Again, the Warehouse Steak and Stein is proud to sponsor today's player of the game from the WTS listeners. Here is the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1 count. That player receives a gift certificate for a famous Warehouse cheeseburger and order of their legendary onion rings, courtesy of the Warehouse Steak and Stein.
See if you can get a ground ball or...
High, quick throw to first base by Hostler. Hits the dirt, rolls in the right field, but nicely backed up and right that time. And after having to dive back to first, he'll stay there.
Well,
they're going to let him go.
They're giving him second base. I'm not sure. Not sure what happened on that play. If he got up and Luke impeded his progress to second. That's the only thing that I can really think of right there.
So they do award him second base. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike, 1-2 the count. Yeah, that's the only thing you could think of, I guess. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kaiser. 1 out, runner at second for Ridgewood. Down 8-1. The pitch. Curveball, and that's a nice one. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Yeah, that one was really sharp.
Second strikeout thrown by Hirschberger. That'll send Grant Lammers to the plate. Again, today's player of the game also brought to you by Buckeye Deli in the Patio, where great food makes great times, from delicious pizza and bar snacks to milkshakes and other beverages. Buckeye Deli in the Patio. Here's the pitch. Curveball, just a bit high. Ball 1.
And it's kind of hard to believe, Hiland gave up that 1 run. Your ERA is really, really low. That might be the 5th earned run they've gave up this year.
Right. Yeah. Yep, they had just 4 runs allowed entering this game. 2-0 count.
That's pretty incredible.
Team ERA of .43 entering this contest. Yeah, that's pretty impressive for the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 2-1 the count. It's not like that's a new thing, right? It's every year it seems like we're talking about that.
Yeah, especially the last three. If you can pitch really well, you're going to be in most of the games. And
that's high on the curveball for ball 3.
You would expect at some point somebody's going to have a bad day and give up some runs.
You would think.
Because, we talked about this would be win number 24, 25 in a row.
Yeah.
Dating back to last year, that just doesn't happen too often in baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, 3-2 counted. Part of it's good pitching. The other part of it is great defense you see time and time out.
And you combine those two things.
Yeah.
It makes it really tough on the other team. And, they tightened up here when Ridgewood had runners in scoring position.
Here's the payoff, swung up, he popped up. Shallow right field. Going after it, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 3, and that will do it for the contest. As Hiland gets the win by the score of 8-1. And we'll take a look at our Coffin Realty play of the game. Coffin Realty and Auctions, your complete real estate and auction service. Visit their website, coffinrealty.com, or call 1-888-852-4111. I think you could probably kind of look back maybe a couple plays. Number one, I guess maybe look back at that. I was certainly Hiland got off to the key 3 runs in that first inning. That was key. But also, I think kind of the exclamation point was the 2-run homer by Isaiah Wagler, a key play certainly in the 6th inning.
Yeah, he put a charge into that baseball. And like I said, that's your 9-hitter. You don't really expect it too much there. You think, hey, I can throw a fastball here and try to get the out. But he turned it around and gave him a cushion, and that kind of put the game away.
And that's our Coffin Realty and Auctions play of the contest. Again, the final, Hiland a winner 8-1 over Ridgewood. We'll be back to wrap it up at the postgame show next on WKLM.
Premier Pharmacy has more ways to serve you. I'm Joel Gauss from Premier Pharmacy, and I'm happy to announce that our newest location in Sugar Creek is open and accepting new patients. Our location in downtown Sugar Creek accepts most major insurances and offers the same great service you've come to expect in our Berlin and Millersburg locations, including delivery and vaccination services. Give us a call today at 330-852-5146 and start experiencing the Premier Pharmacy difference. Premier Pharmacy is your local, hometown, independent pharmacy.
Denko Marketing and Tricor Industrial, 2 reputable entities, are the proud sponsors of this broadcast. Denko takes pride in distributing garage door parts and producing specialty tools, serving customers at home and abroad. Need superior tools for your project? Head to Tricor Industrial on Bowman Street in Worcester, boasting an impressive lineup of Milwaukee power tools, Wright tools, grade 5, grade 8, and stainless steel fasteners. While visiting, don't overlook their steel blue work boots and wide selection of drill bits, taps, and dies. Denko and Tricor, proud partners of making an impact in your community.
Don't miss the buy one get one free paint sale April 21st through 26th at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware. Transform your indoor and outdoor spaces this spring with best look interior and exterior paints. Our experts are here to help you make the selections you need to bring your project to life. Visit us at both Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware April 21st through 26th for our buy one get one free paint sale.
Grilling season is here, and if your burgers look more like hockey pucks than the juicy grilled to perfection ones, it's time to get some extra sizzle with a new Weber grill from Millersburg Electric. In addition, they've added the Blackstone line of griddles with exclusive stainless steel models. Plus, get free assembly on all Weber grills and Blackstone griddles. Also get season opener pricing on window air conditioners and dehumidifiers. All at Millersburg Electric, appliances and much more on State Route 83 South in Millersburg or 24/7 at MillersburgElectric.com. Celebrating 80 years serving the area.
Hey, other guys' insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Vikert Sand and Gravel Incorporated has been serving the central Ohio areas of Wayne and Holmes counties since 1935. They're a name and business you can trust. Their products and services include ready-mix concrete, excavating, limestone, sand and gravel, and hauling services. They are locally owned and operated, insured and bonded, and most importantly, ready to serve you. For more information, call 330-674-0038.
In today's postgame show, brought to you by Pomeranian Hospital in Millersburg, and Hiland gets the win 8-1 over Ridgewood. Hiland off to a great start, 3 runs in the first inning on 4 hits in the first. A leadoff double by Mike Miller, followed by an RBI single by Colin Koblenz, and then a double by Grady Monagold, followed by a 2 RBI double by Danny Hostetler, and Hiland led 3-0 after that. Then things would settle down with no runs scored for either team in the second, third, and fourth innings. Hiland would add on a run in the fifth after a couple of errors by the Ridgewood defense, and eventually a run would score on a sac fly and RBI to left by Grady Monagold, knocking in Colin Koblenz, made it a 4-0 lead for Hiland. The Generals would score the lone run in the bottom half of the fifth inning. That came after there was bases loaded. Jackson Cabot was hit by a pitch. That would allow Cohen Parsons to score from third, made it at that point a 4-1 ball game. But then Hiland came right back in the sixth inning, a 2-run homer by Isaiah Wagler. And that was a big key in the ball game, gave Hiland a 6-1 lead. They would add on 2 more runs in the seventh inning as well. And RBI triple by Logan Yoder, RBI single by Luke Hirschberger as well in the inning. And Hiland gets the 8-1 victory over Ridgewood for the contest. We'll be back after this on WTNS and WKLM.
When you work the land, you know, out there in some far corner of a field, there's an old steel fence post that has your number. And that's when you should have ours. We're your certified Firestone Farm Tire dealer. And when you need service, give us a call. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs.
Call Millersburg Tire Service, State Route 39 Millersburg, for your farm tire needs.
On 13 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base. And for them, Mike Miller at the leadoff slot, 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles, and also scored a run on the day. Also for them offensively, Grady Monagold going 1 for 3 at the plate. He had a double, an RBI, and also scored a run. Danny Hostetler, 3 for 4 at the plate. He had a double and 2 runs batted in as well for the contest. And also Logan Yoder had 3 hits. He went 3 for 4 with a triple and also had a run batted in. And Luke Hirschberger would go 1 for 2 with an RBI. And Isaiah Wagler, of course, he would finish up going 1 for 2 at the plate with 2 walks, also a 2-run homer, his first of the year. And Isaiah Wagler with that 2-run shot that came in the sixth inning for the Hiland offense. For Ridgewood, they had 1 run on 2 hits for the contest. They left 10 runners on base, had 3 errors for the contest. And for Ridgewood, I mentioned just a pair of hits for the game. It was Brody Harding. He would go 1 for 2 at the plate. He would also draw a walk as well for Ridgewood offensively on the day. As far as their offense is concerned, Rant Lammers also had a hit. He would go 1 for 4 at the plate. On the mound for Hiland, Caden Candle with the first 4 innings. He allowed no runs, just 1 hit, struck out 5. He walked a batter, while Andre Yoder came in and threw an inning and 2/3 of relief. He allowed 1 run. That was earned. 1 hit allowed, struck out 3. He walked 4. Keith Hirschberger, a senior, he came in and pitched an inning in the 3rd, allowed no runs, no hits, struck out 2. He walked nobody and also hit 1 batter. On the other end for Ridgewood, getting the loss was Connor Croy. The junior went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned, 7 hits allowed, struck out 5. He walked 2, and that'll be his first loss of the year. Drops to 3-1. Cohen Parsons went a third of an inning of relief. He allowed 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, struck out nobody, walked nobody as well. Grant Lammers, he pitched an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits allowed. He struck out and walked nobody in that span. And again, Hiland gets the 8-1 win over Ridgewood. Back after this one more time on WTNS and WKLM.
When you're thinking of an old-fashioned smokehouse flavor, Think Sugar Valley Meats. They carry their own ham and bacon, and the old-fashioned smokehouse uses hickory, apple, and
Pomerene
sassafras.
Hospital, you're not just a number, you're their neighbor. From family care and women's health to more than 1,400 surgeries they perform each year. Pomerene brings reliable local health care to patients across Holmes, Tuscarawas, and Ashland counties. Whether it's a routine checkup or help manage any chronic condition, there's a Pomerene provider nearby. Visit PomereneHospital.org to get in, get seen, and get the care you deserve. Pomerene Hospital, caring for our community's health.
I believe you mentioned the 24th consecutive win going back to last year for Hiland. They go now to 11-0 on the season, 7-0 in the IVC South Division. The Hawks just keep on. They just go out there and winning machine for this Hiland team.
Yeah, we talked about it. Good pitching and good defense and get timely hitting. That's just the recipe, and they continue to do it.
For Ridgewood, they get the loss here for this evening, but after kind of a one-sided game back on Monday, they came back and really battled in this game despite getting the loss.
Yeah, Hiland jumped on them in the first inning, but then, Connor Croy really settled in and kept his team in the ball game, and Ridgewood had a couple chances there where they could have closed the gap. They just weren't able to get it done, and last inning, Hiland was able to tack on another run, and that hit by Isaiah Wagler, that was huge.
It certainly was. So take a look at our players of the game for Hiland. I'm going to go with three guys, actually, this evening. And that's going to be certainly Keating Candle on the mound, did the job of the mound, did what he's supposed to do with the shutout. He really kind of had to work out a jam there early on. He was able to do that in the first and really was pretty outstanding once again through those 4 innings that he pitched.
Yeah, he did a really good job. That first inning might have been catching too much of the plate, and then he settled in and started hitting his spots, moving the ball off the plate a little bit, and he was able to get the Hiland hitters out.
Danny Hostetler, 3 more hits. Of course, the double 2 RBIs, along with what he did behind the plate. And Hostetler, of course, always a force behind the home plate catching and also a force at the plate as well.
Yeah, you get a good defensive catcher, and then you add on the fact that Danny's hitting over 500 at this point in the season. You couldn't ask for much more from your catcher.
And you mentioned Isaiah Wagler, just reached base 3 times, had the 2 walks, and then had the big 2-run homer in the 6th. At that point, it was a 4-1 ball game. Still, Ridgewood was kind of in it, and he kind of put a little more distance in the game with that 2-run blast.
Yeah, I think kind of jolted both teams a little bit. You don't expect that out of your 9-hitter, but man, he put a good swing on it, and he made a nice play out there at second, threw the guy out at first, and he had a really good day, just solid.
All 3 of those guys will be our Buckeye Deli players of the game for the WKNS listeners, and for the WTNS listening audience, we'll give that to Connor Croy, who had the 5 innings of work, and really after the first inning kind of settled down and kept this team in the game against an outstanding Hiland offense.
It just did a great job. It was a well-played game, and at one point I think we were in the 4th or 5th inning, and we were only an hour into the game, and that's a sign that the pitchers are doing their job.
So after this, as we talked about here, taking a look at the 2 teams, as for Hiland, they'll coming up. The game on Friday is at East Canton, and then Saturday, again, against Hoban in that Carmichael Classic over Triway. They'll be at 5 o'clock. We'll be live streaming that game on Saturday, actually. Weather permitting, hopefully the weather will hold off. We'll be able to get that in airtime about 4:30 on Saturday. And again, for the Hawks, as you look after Friday, getting a key non-conference game and like to play those, get tested against some pretty good teams.
Yeah, they got East Canton coming up on Friday, and then they play Akron Hoban on Saturday, and then you look at next week's schedule. I'm pretty sure Waynedale has that one circled, and our guys will be ready to play, so should be some really good competitive baseball coming up.
And for Ridgewood, they'll come around and play against Barnesville tomorrow. That'll be at Barnesville, and then Friday at Buckeye Trail. A Saturday game also at home against West Muskingum as well. Hiland goes to 11-0 on the year, 7-0 in the IVC South. Ridgewood drops to 5-8 overall, 3-5 in the IVC South Division for them. For John Monagold, I'm Matt Croy. We do want to thank our video live stream partners, Claxon Communications, allowing us to bring you this live stream coverage for today's contest, that being Gage, Wright, Abby Jones, and Andrew Dunlap. Also, thanks to everybody back at both studios today, that being Blaze and Mullins back at WKLM, and also Harper J back at WTNS as well. The post-game show brought to you by Pomerene Hospital. Again, the final in IVC baseball action from Ridgewood. It was Hiland 8 and Ridgewood 1. So long, everybody.
Thank you for watching high school baseball from your hometown radio station, FM 95.3 WKLM.